What day is it said? Thursday. Thursday's live Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know. I'm done with all that. Let me grab my phone, my wallet, my keys. Feel like I'm leaving. The checklist when you leave your house. Phone, wallet, keys. Phone, wallet, keys. That's what I say every time when I leave my house. Phone, wallet, keys. Phone, wallet, keys. All right, let's go to Restream. Go ahead and get comments pulled up. Let me go find the YouTube. There's our live feed for tonight. Let me go share this in a couple of places. When you're on and watching, be sure to say hi. How do I get this? There it is. That's what I want to do. Share it. Share to a community. They call them communities now. They're not groups anymore. It's a community, which I like that. Whole Lot of Records is a vinyl community, right? Now, let me go find where I just shared that. I'm going to copy the YouTube link. And I'm going to actually post. Like on our main page, just a direct link to tonight's feed and see how that works. I'm just going to make a post and just copy and paste that link. Well, actually, I don't need to do that because it automatically generates our live from Facebook anyway. Yeah, let me delete that. Don't need to do that. Yeah. All right. Let me pull up. We're live, by the way, everybody. Starting, actually got a little bit better start than we usually do. Usually I'm hitting the button right now. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and just go through this crate on the table. And that way I can set it off to the side, and then I'll go to a crate of new vinyl. So this is some stuff from last week and this week. So let me go ahead and go through that. And good evening, everybody. It's 7:03 Central Time. We're probably going to be live for a while tonight. We got a lot of stuff. I've got 4 crates of vintage, 2 crates of new vinyl, 3 crates of on-sale stuff. Did y'all hear me? I said on-sale stuff, right? We love on sale. Let me go ahead and go through this crate so I can set it off the table. We have, still in stock, I was able to secure some more. I kind of have, these were actually put up on the back wall, I think. I went and grabbed them last night. Megadeth, peace sales, but who's buying? Megadeth is $38.99. Peace sales, but who's buying? Sex Pistols, I'm down to 2 copies. That is limited edition neon green vinyl. Never mind the bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. That's on green vinyl. Green vinyl. That's an October exclusive. Power Man 5000. This is Coke bottle clear with yellow streaks. That's also colored vinyl. That is $38.99. Chad, Buck Owens has 2 Christmas releases in 2 weeks. Wow. I will definitely post pre-orders and get those ordered, Tommy. I will take care of you on your Buck Owens, no problem. Stephen Roberts, first purchase of the night. Stephen Roberts wants a Megadeth. Craig says, I can't get on YouTube. I see some YouTube comments. I'm not for sure what that is. 50% off bins. Oh, yeah. We got some 50% off pretty much. When we do a $19.99 crate of new vinyl, that is 50% off. But I may be able to pull up some vintage, too. We'll see what I can come up with. Megadeth is sold to Stephen Roberts. So one more time, we have Megadeth, $38.99. The Sex Pistols, that's on green vinyl, $29.99. And Power Man 5000 is also on colored vinyl. The new Taylor Swift album, we still have that in stock on the Moonstone Blue Marbled. That's $34.99 for T Swift. NXS, The Swing, that's on blue vinyl. Also a Rocktober exclusive. I'm getting some low stock on those. These are all gone. If you grabbed one already, good for you. If you don't have one, I'm getting low stock on them. Silverchair, restock from Silverchair. Frog Stomp, music on vinyl, $46.99. This is a new reissue from Jesus Jones, Doubt. That's also on orange vinyl, $33.99. I sold a bunch of those. I didn't know a lot about them, but they're popular. Bush, 16 Stone. This was out of stock for a long time. I'm down to 2 copies left, and I put in for 10 more last night. They're back ordered. Clear vinyl, Bush, 16 Stone. This was like a $75 or more album on Discogs before they pressed more. Caius, Blues for the Red Sun. That's also an indie exclusive from Rocktober. Gold vinyl, $29.99. I'm slowly selling these. I ordered 20. I'm down to 5 copies. Black Sabbath Past Lives, which is a live Black Sabbath official album, $44.99. We don't see it too often. That's why I grabbed so many. I still got to keep one for myself. I almost opened one last night. I listened to a lot of records last night. I hadn't got to listen to that much vinyl in a long time, but I was down here very late working. Listened to a lot of albums. Some of them I'm going to be selling tonight. Bush, 16 Stone. That's sold to Eric Fisher. Eric Fisher gets a Bush 16 Stone. Alanis Morissette. That's actually on clear vinyl. That is $29.99. Does Jesus Jones have right here, right now on it? Jesus Jones hype sticker says, Doubt featuring the singles Real, 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 Right Here, Right Now, International Bright Young Thing, and Who, Where, Why. Orange vinyl. That's my last copy if you want that, Fox on YouTube. Alanis Morissette, Beck Odelay, another big album from the 90s, and this is a deluxe edition of Black Sabbath's first album, Black Sabbath self-titled, $39.99. That has an extra LP of alternate versions and instrumentals, $39.99. We have Spencer Davis Group. These are technically new arrivals from last night. Spencer Davis Group at the BBC, Steve Winwood on lead vocals, $36.99. Reba McEntire's Christmas album, 11 holiday hits, $33.99. And The Prodigy, technically a new release for today. That's music for the jilted generation, $34.99 on Prodigy. And this is also a new release, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Why I Opposed the War in Vietnam, $33.99. It looks like Chris Micus wants Jesus Jones. Fox on YouTube, let me know if you want it. If he ends up taking it, then I'll probably need to order a couple more of these if I can get them. That's if I can get them. I'm not for sure. I hadn't checked on that one. I hadn't tried to reorder that one yet. That is on orange vinyl. That is sold to somebody. We'll see who. And then Chris also wants a Prodigy. By the way, somebody asked about Prodigy Fat of the Land last night. There was one in stock, and I grabbed it. However, there is an anniversary edition coming out, and I will be posting the pre-order for that. There is an anniversary edition of Prodigy Fat of the Land. I will be posting the pre-order for that. And Chris said sold. And Chris, was that for Prodigy? I've already got one of those pulled for you, I think. Yeah, that's Chris. We're still waiting on Jesus Jones confirmation and that. Let's see. When Chad says pristine, he means it. Feeling nostalgic, listen to Japanese cast recorded. Glad you like that, Mark. Thank you. Okay, so let me go back through that. If you're just hopping on, this was just the bin I went through to get it out of the way right quick. One more time. Megadeth, $38.99. Sex Pistols, $29.99. Power Man 5000, $38.99. Fox on YouTube passes on Jesus Jones, so give both of those to Chris Micus right there. We have Taylor Swift, $34.99. NXS is $29.99. Silverchair, $46.99. Bush was $36.99, Eric, $36.99. Caius is $29.99. Black Sabbath, $44.99. Alanis Morissette, $29.99. Beck Odelay is $33.99. Sabbath self-titled deluxe, $39.99. Spencer Davis Group was $36.99. Reba was $33.99. Prodigy, $34.99. And Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was $33.99. Okay, now let me bring out a crate of new stuff. This is all new stuff. And the first record was a big surprise. I didn't think they were going to press any more of these. It's a fairly new album, and it was a big seller. Let's see. We have a copy available of Jerry Cantrell. Is this called Brighton? Yes, and this is on the glow-in-the-dark colored vinyl. I think it's glow-in-the-dark. It's definitely colored vinyl. $36.99. I had an old waiting list for this. I'm going to read off these names. If you want one of these, let me know. I've got like 3 left. And if you're on this waiting list, this is an old waiting list, like from probably 8 months ago or longer. It was almost as old as the Stadium Arcadium list we had. Thomas O'Brien, Jeffrey Blivens, Rob Scheffler, Kevin Jordan, Michael Church, Vernon Lehman, and Dave Collins. That's an old waiting list. Jerry Cantrell, and you see I put second run. This was like the 3rd restock of this. But there for a while, we couldn't get any more. That's Jerry Cantrell Brighton, $36.99. And that is on the indie exclusive colored. I think it's glow-in-the-dark vinyl, or maybe it's a glow-in-the-dark cover. That is $36.99. Jerry Cantrell. I've got 3 of those left after the wait list. Is Power Man original songs or covers or line? Power Man is the original thing. This was the first time this has been pressed on vinyl in a long time, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe the first time. Power Man 5000, first time on LP. Yeah, platinum selling. This is the first time this has ever been put on vinyl. $38.99, UJ Miller. That's the real deal. Gary Hackett wants a Jerry Cantrell Brighton. That's sold to Gary Hackett. And I've got 2 left if anybody wants one. Pink Floyd, Delicate Sound of Thunder. This is a, like I said, kind of weird to see because they were pressing a 3 LP box set. But it looks like they're pressing some of these again. $49.99. This is the remaster 2 LP of Pink Floyd, Delicate Sound of Thunder. The remaster of the original release. They was doing a box set of like the full concert, and I thought they were done with these, but I guess now they're done pressing the box set. So that's $49.99. It looks like UJ Miller gets the Power Man 5000. C. William Pop, if it's okay with you, I will check and see if I can order one for you. I'm probably going to restock it anyway. A platinum album from the 90s, first time on vinyl. I probably need to stock some anyway. So, C. William Pop, if you're okay with a waiting list, I'll put you down. This one's UJ Miller's. And if anybody else wants on that, let me know. Joe Barrios gets the Pink Floyd, Delicate Sound of Thunder. And Merry Christmas from Bing Crosby. $33.99 for Bing Crosby. Merry Christmas. I thought for the longest I would have an unlimited amount of inventory of those original copies, and now it's like we can't find them. So Bing Crosby is $33.99. Let me take a drink of water right quick. He says he's okay with the wait list, so we'll put you down for a Power Man 5000. Merry Christmas, Mariah Carey. These are actually on red vinyl. I forget to mention that, but these are on red vinyl. Of course, that has the, how many times have we heard, All I Want for Christmas is You. All I Want for Christmas is You. $29.99. Jerry Sohn says, take my name off Stadium Arcadium waiting list. We will do that. Actually, there's a good chance I can't get any more of those, it seems like. I see a lot of people got them. And from what I'm seeing, they're all gone everywhere. So if you were lucky enough to get one, actually, we had a few, we ended up having a few extras. Jerry, let me make sure I don't already have you down for one. So, okay, Twisted Sister, A Twisted Christmas. I did a flip video of some Christmas albums a while back, and we sold out of a bunch, and we did some restocks here. So this is on green vinyl, Twisted Sister Christmas album. Let me just restart those right quick. Bing Crosby, $33.99. Mariah Carey's $29.99, and Twisted Sister is on green vinyl, $28.99. Alan Jackson, Let It Be Christmas, $26.99. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, that is on Grinch of Green vinyl. Green vinyl, that is $36.99. By the way, so this has, you know, the narration of the story by Boris Karloff, and then it has the music on side 2. That's on green vinyl, $36.99. Brandon Jackson on the Twisted Sister Christmas album. These are actually in stock, which surprised me. So if anybody else wants one of those, let me know. I'm probably going to keep ordering those in singles until Christmas is gone, and then I'll have a whole crate of Christmas albums left over. Alan Jackson sold to Kenny Heathcock. Queensryche, that's not Christmas. This is clear vinyl. I thought I had a wait list for this, but I don't think we did. Queensryche Empire, that is $44.99. That is clear vinyl 2 LP. Clear vinyl 2 LP. Fox on YouTube also wants an Alan Jackson. Let me see, Tanner, I may have you check these crates because I've got a whole crate here of stuff. I may have another one. I do. Sell that one to Fox on YouTube. I've got some of these I've got duplicates of in a different crate. So both of those are sold. Now if anybody else wants one, let me know. Queensryche, the Monkees Christmas album. So this is either on red or green. Either red or green vinyl, $28.99. Is this the first crate? Technically, no. This is the first crate of new arrivals. It's the second crate. The first crate was a recap from earlier in this week. Exno Veil on Alan Jackson. I don't have any more, but we will put you down for a waiting list if that's okay. If that's okay. Jeff McIntosh takes the Monkees Christmas album. I need to order more of these, by the way. We want to go ahead and make a note of that. And Brian Clement on Queensryche Empire. So, Exno Veil, if if you don't mind, you hadn't technically made a purchase yet, but you're technically a new customer, so if you don't mind to send our page, this page here, Collect Co, through our Facebook Messenger, a message with your email address and your mailing address. We just need your information, name, email address, mailing address. Those Alan Jacksons will be here first of the week, and we invoice every Monday. So just keep watching our shows, and we will have those officially sometime next week. There were plenty of those in stock. Have I showed the Michael Jackson Thriller? Those are supposed to be delivered tomorrow. Some places got them today. My card was, I'll wait for the next issue. That Prodigy is not the one they're doing the anniversary of. That Prodigy that you've already got, Chris, that's a different Prodigy they're doing a reissue of. Fat of the Land. That's not Fat of the Land, but... Okay, Alabama Christmas album, $28.99. Flash Gordon, new release. Like I said, they're doing all the Flash Gordon half-speed masters, or excuse me, all the Queen half-speed masters. This is Flash Gordon, $33.99. But Chris, we will put that back, but just to let you know, it's not the same album. Unless you mean you're going to wait until next week to buy it. But that's not the same product. That Prodigy's a new release. Michael Jackson should be here tomorrow. Big deal. We've got like 30 pre-sold. They're, you know, just everybody knows those will be in this week. And we may go ahead, even if we don't have them on hand, they'll be here on Monday. We may go ahead and put them on the invoice anyway because a lot of people were expecting them. There's the Prodigy again, $34.99. If anybody just missed that, that's the one he was talking about. I don't have Fat of the Land, Tony. There was one in stock. I ordered it, and then I found out they're doing an anniversary release. So I'm going to post a pre-order on that. They're doing an anniversary release. John David says, how does shipping work? It's $7, as much as you want to buy all week. Very good deal, because I think that's a good deal regardless if you buy 1 record or 30 records. So this is $7 in limited shipping. Bad Religion. How could hell be any worse? We sold out of this last night, $28.99. Prodigy, does this one have Snack My What? No, that's not on here. That's not on this one. Okay. New release from Guns N' Roses. I can officially show these now. Cameron Nance wants Bad Religion. Cameron Nance on Bad Religion. Okay, the new Guns N' Roses. I've got some to sell. Everybody's got their pre-order filled, and I've got some to sell. Bear with me for 30 seconds as I read through these names. First, I'm going to do Guns N' Roses Illusion 1. I've got them available if you don't have one claimed already. First ever remaster from original analog stereo tapes, 2 LP, 180 gram vinyl pressing, newly expanded gatefold jacket, November Rain with first ever real orchestra, $44.99. Guns N' Roses. That is Use Your Illusion 1 and Use Your Illusion 2. First ever remaster from original analog, 2 LP expanded gatefold, $44.99. Those are GNRs. Here's the pre-order for Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion 1. William Simmons, Joe Valentine, Kyle Gregory, Chris Kirkley, Corey Wade, Shepard Michael, Scott Smith, Jerry Stone, Stacey Brown, Chase Gaither, John Miller, Woods Felix, Joe Musser, Dwayne Sevilla, Brandon Jackson, Shauna Markham, Susie Breedlove, Jeremy Beingar, Tim Holloway, Bob Schuler, Tony Dool, Scott Fish, and Vernon Lehman. These people have already got one pulled. They're already being keyed in. Here's everybody on Use Your Illusion 2. Eric Fisher, Jonathan Bodine, William Simmons, Joe Valentine, Kyle Gregory, Chris Kirkley, Corey Wade, Shepard Michael, Scott Smith, Jerry Stone, Stacey Brown, Chase Gaither, John Miller, Woods Felix, Joe Musser, Dwayne Sevilla, Brandon Jackson, Shauna Markham, Susie Breedlove, Tim Holloway, Bob Schuler, and Scott Fish. They're almost identical. A couple people only got Use Your Illusion 1. Some people only got 2, and that's why the list is... But most people got one of each. I've got 2 left of 1 and 2, and I've got 5 more on the way that will be here Monday. That's Guns N' Roses. Most charge $5 for single P and $1 each. That's what I found. Yeah, we just do $7 unlimited, and that's week to week, though. So we don't combine invoices. If you order 1 record this week and 1 record next week, you got to pay the invoices separately, and it's going to cost you $14. That's why I say you might want to try to tune in, watch the flip videos, try to buy as much as possible so don't feel like you're paying as much for shipping. But It's week to week. So I have a lot of people that's always like, can you please combine our invoice? I was like, we really can't combine them. We have to completely delete them and redo them. And if we started doing that, we would never get anything shipped. There would be people always waiting and wanting invoices combined. So $7 a week is kind of the way I view it as. Tony Doyle wants Use Your Illusion 2. Cameron Nance wants 1 and 2. And Michael Massey, I only have 1 on hand. But like I said, they're confirmed shipped. I've got the other ones coming. So Michael Massey, I'm going to put you down for 1. And then we're going to put you on a waiting list for 2. Use Your Illusion 2. But those are for sure going to be here. You're just not going to be stuck with 1. You may not be invoiced until next week for it, but you'll get it. Okay, new release from Alice Coltrane, Verve by Request. $36.99 for Pata the Eldad. I think that's how you say that. This is manufactured at Third Man Pressing in Detroit, Michigan. 180 gram. Third Man did this. It's a gatefold Alice Coltrane. This is not a cheap record. We sold one of these recently, didn't we, for a couple $100s or more? $36.99. This is, I kind of like this too. I've listened to this. I got some of this that plays in the store mix here in the store. Some avant-garde jazz. $36.99 for Alice Coltrane. I've got 2 of those. New release. Freddie King, Getting Ready. $44.99. Yeah, this is Friday music. I don't know if it is, I don't know if it's colored vinyl. I can't remember, but that's from Friday music. Freddie King, Getting Ready. $44.99. And then the Johnny Cashes again. Does anybody need a set? Because I think I have on hand the complete set. Tony Doyle wants an Alice Coltrane. We have, I think the only person was George Buchanan. George, I've got you a Johnny Cash 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 pulled. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 pulled for Johnny Cash, George Buchanan. So on hand right now, I've got Johnny Cash Volume 5, which is $49.99. And I've got Johnny Cash Volume 1, 2, 3, and 6, which those may not be in that order, but I've got Volumes 1, 2, 3, and 6. They're $34.99. And then Johnny Cash Volume 5 is $49.99, and so is Volume 4, the big one, Volume 4. How much on GNR? Brian, GNRs are $44.99, and Monday I will have more copies of 1 and 2 if you want the set. Anthony Riddle wants 1, 2, 3, and 6. Okay, that's 1. I think that's the $34.99ers, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, and 6. Yeah. Sell those to Anthony Riddle. Now, I think I'm out again of those. I've been kind of ordering these on demand. So, Tim Besaw wants 1, 2, and 3, Tanner, if you don't mind to write that one down. Tim, I will have those in first of the week. So, I have 1 copy of Johnny Cash 5. 5 and 4 are the ones that are $50. They're a little bit more for some reason. Maybe because a lot of these are covers, right? Some of them may be his original music, but I think like a couple of those have, and it may just be for licensing. I don't really know. So, okay, and then the Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus. We was watching this the other night. Jethro Tull doing Song for Jeffrey off their very first album, and Ed brought to my attention. We pulled it up here on the big screen here at the store. He's like, Tony Iommi's playing lead guitar, and sure enough, you don't even have to see his face. So, Jethro Tull, The Who, Rolling Stones, Taj Mahal, the Dirty Mac, which has John Lennon in it with the Rolling Stones. $79.99 for the Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus 3 LP box set. 3 LP box set. Okay, so Tim Besaw on that. Let's see. Collect shipping is more secure than a new parent bringing home a newborn. Doug, actually, I could flip around the camera right now. We have stacks of mail going out today. Doug is leaving for a weekend trip, so he tried to get as much shipping done as possible because he's not here tomorrow. So a lot of people should have got tracking today. If not, we will resume shipping on Monday. What is the track list on 5? Give me 1 second for that. 4 is a 2 LP. Okay, so is that 2 LPs? Oh, 4 is a 2 LP. Okay, not 5. Brent Rabley wants the Stones. Did you get more Bridges to Babylon in? Yes, we showed those the other night. We've already showed those, I'm pretty sure. Yearbook 85 did not come in. I'm kind of worried if we're going to be getting them, but that's an import, so shipping may have been delayed on them since those are imports. But those did not ship this week. Okay, one more time. We wiped out that crate. here's all that's left. If you missed it, we got a restock of Jerry Cantrell Brighton. Jerry Cantrell's newest studio album. That is on the colored vinyl, $36.99. By the way, I did have a waiting list for that. Thomas O'Brien, Jeffrey Blivens, Rob Scheffler, Kevin Jordan, Michael Jordan, Vernon Lehman, and Dave Collins. I've got one copy of Bing Crosby, $33.99. Merry Christmas from Bing Crosby. Mariah Carey is $29.99. That's on red vinyl. Troy, I have not seen Missy Elliott either, and I did not get any of the Jerry Lee Lewis live yet. So some of those, I don't know if they were just delayed. I'm pretty sure we'll get them. It's been a long time since I've got zero allocation on anything. Yeah, I see Bridges to Babylon right here. I see the back of it in this other crate. But yeah, you were on a waiting list, Jerry, so we already got yours down. But we got more in, but I do have an extra here if anybody wants it. Rolling Stones, Bridges to Babylon, Half Speed Master. That originally came out in '97, I think. That's why that's kind of tough to get on vinyl. Eric Beck on Jerry Cantrell. I now have one copy left. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, green vinyl, $36.99. Alabama Christmas is $28.99. And then, like I said, Queen is reissuing their catalog on Half Speed Master. Flash Gordon is $33.99. I've only got one copy of that. One copy of the new Bad Religion reissue, anniversary edition on colored vinyl, $28.99. Alice Coltrane is $36.99. And I've got Freddie King. That's a new release, Getting Ready from Friday Music, $44.99. And Johnny Cash, Volume 5. And I have waiting list on pretty much the rest of the set. Chris Crowley wants the Stones. I'm pretty sure that's for Bridges of Babylon. And let's see. Lou Hetzer, you were on the wait list for Rolling Stone Circus. George, I got you for the Johnny Cashes. And then I had one stray copy of the Cult Electric. That went to Jeff Tibden. The other people on the wait list are Vernon Lehman and Preston Rogers. I had one more copy of Bruce Springsteen come in, which was Troy Robinson. And then all the Guns N' Roses. So, let's see. I need to put back the Government Mule I claimed. Was that a new release? If so, I didn't get those. A Government Mule. Huh. Government Mule. I don't recall that one, but we will check. Let's see. Is Alabama new? Yes, this is all new vinyl. Alabama is $28.99. Featuring the holiday classic Christmas in Dixie. Okay, let's go through a new crate of vintage stuff. I have not even peeked at these. I've got 4 crates of vintage. Let me do a flip through these. See what John's got us in store today. He's finally tearing into, I think, more of the Atlanta stuff. Let me see what we have here. Let me go through this one. All right. Let's see. Is Alabama? It may not be in yet. Yeah, I think that was a pre-order. So if you want to cancel that, just let me know. And Grant Peltzer takes the Alabama Christmas album. All right, Alabama Christmas album. That's sold to Grant Peltzer. Back here behind the counter, I think I got some auctions. Let me take care of those. Let me grab those so I can get those rolling. Let me find those. Bear with me. By the way, we've got a lot of on sale. We've got a lot of on sale stuff tonight. I went through and I've done some major purging. Major purging on new vinyl. I'm trying to thin some stuff out. We're restocking a lot. So, okay. This was a putback because I noticed it had a seam split on it, but it was from a long time ago. This was in our back room forever, like back in July. So what I'm going to do is just put this up for auction. It's a sealed copy of Kiss self-titled. It has a very light seam crackle up here. Very common, especially for these covers that are black and show a lot of wear. But that is new and sealed Kiss self-titled, $20 start. $20 start. And then I was going to return this to one of my distributors. This is how it showed up. And we let a lot of returns. Back up. We get stuff like this, like it got damaged in the warehouse. Looks like somebody was opening the box and the box cutter went through the vinyl or went through the cover. I've tried my best to look It didn't penetrate anything else other than the cover. But this is a brand new Joe Satriani Elephants of Mars. It should be on colored vinyl too, but it has this damage to the cover. It looks like they were opening up a box and the box cutter cut the cover. So sold as is. It's got a damaged cover. $1 start. Joe Satriani, The Elephants of Mars. This is a new album. Brand new and sealed. Just has some cover damage. $1 start on that. Kiss is at 20. Kiss is at 22. Kiss is at 23. Seth did not do that. No, I don't think so. But we can blame it on him anyway. He's coaching basketball again tonight. He will be here at 9:30 to help us start keying all this stuff in. Okay, new vintage arrivals. I don't know what any of this stuff is. I hadn't even looked at it except for just a quick flip. The Doobie Brothers, Living on the Fault Line. Shrink wrap and hop sticker. $14.99 for the Doobie Brothers. Doug Clark and the Hot Nuts, Freak Out, $14.99. 25 years of Grammy Greats, a Grammy compilation. Dinah Ross, Daz Band, Jermaine Jackson, Temptation, Eddie Kendricks, Smokey Robinson. Looks like a lot of Motown artists. Yeah, it's on Motown label, $14.99. By the way, Kiss is at $23. This is a new sealed copy of Kiss self-titled. And then the Joe Satriani, by the way, the retail on this originally is like $43, okay? It's not a cheap record. So high bid on that right now is $5 with Alice Lowry. The History of High Records, Rhythm and Blues, Volume 2, The Glory Years. High Records compilation, $14.99. History of Rhythm and Blues, The Golden Years, 53 to 55. That's an Atlantic compilation, $14.99. Motown Superstars, sing Motown Superstars. Never before released gems from the Motown Vaults, $19.99. Motown, Grammy, and Blues performances of the 70s. Wow, got a lot of compilations here I've never seen before. $14.99. Checkmates Ltd. Live at Caesar's Palace. The Checkmates Ltd. Live at Caesar's Palace. The Checkmates, $19.99. And the T-Bones, No Matter What Shape You're In. That's in shrink wrap, $14.99. Jerry Stone needs a pack of 2 mil sleeves. We will put your name down for that. Joe Satriani, 15256. Guy Goodman gets the High Records compilation. I don't think he was saying hello. I think he was wanting the High Records compilation. Jeff McMaster wants the History of Atlantic Records, or History of Rhythm and Blues. That's so to Jeff McMaster. And Troy Robinson on the Grammy. Troy, there's 2 Grammy Motown compilations here. Your pick on either one. There's 25 years of Grammy Greats and Grammy Rhythm and Blues performances of the 70s. Your picks on either one of those. Tad, did you happen to find another copy of Jerry Cantrell? No, I didn't. That copy that I did like a blowout sell on, I only had 1 copy. Sorry about that. I wish I had a bunch. But I took a loss on that. I've had that for almost a year now, and I hadn't been able to sell it, so I did it half off. If y'all are not in our group, that's a good time to join our group. I posted 2 blowout crates. All the time, people's asking me to do on-sale stuff, like 20% off. We post like 50% off deals in our group. Some of that stuff is like 60, 70% off. New vinyl. It's very easy for me to do it, and then we can tag it later. It's very efficient for us, so please make sure you do that, or you join our group and that you catch those deals. I've got 3 crates of that kind of stuff that I'm going to show live tonight that hopefully entices you to join the group and turn on notifications, because there's some great stuff in there. Checkmates, T-Bones, where did I get to? What's this say? Vuts to You. Doug Clark. Nuts to You. Doug Clark and his Hot Nuts. That one's $14.99. I Love Jazz, Louis Armstrong and his All-Stars. White Label Promo, $19.99. Gun Hill Road, $14.99. That appears to be self-titled. Paul McCartney and Wings, that's called Wildlife. Haven't seen a copy of that in a while, actually, of Wildlife, $24.99. I don't recall that label either, $24.99. And Cartoon is $14.99. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. We don't have 2 mil sleeves. We have 3 mil sleeves. Jerry, we have 3 mil sleeves. We don't sell our 2 mil sleeves anymore because I'm worried we're going to run out, and that's what we use for our vintage stuff. But we sell the 3 mil sleeves. Scott Smith is at $15 on the Joe Satriani. It's a sealed copy, but it has some cover damage. Going once, going twice. And then we can do a going twice, going 3 times on Kiss. Bill Reese is at 23 on Kiss, going twice, going 3 times. Troy Robinson said, actually give me both of those Motown Grammy compilations. Those are sold to Troy Robinson. Alice Lowry's at 18 on Joe Satriani. The Secret Policeman's Ball, the other Secret Policeman's Ball. This is actually really good. 1999, Sting, Jeff Beck, Clapton, Bob Geldof, Johnny Fingers, Phil Collins, Donovan, and the Secret Police. That is 1999. Steve Botsford is at 25 on Kiss. Burt Jordan was at 24, so Steve has that for 25. And Joe Satriani is now at 20. Sherry Darnell wants the Louis Armstrong, I Love Jazz. Sell that to Sherry, did I say Darnell? Yep. John Sheehan on the Policeman's Ball. That's sold to John Sheehan. The Doobie Brothers, Cycles. Don't see that one as often. Doobie Brothers, Cycles, $14.99. Dave Brubeck Quartet, My Favorite Things. That's in shrink wrap. Looks very nice, $19.99. Leonard Skinner's Second Helping. Let's see what label this is. $34.99. Black MCA label. Technically the first MCA pressing, but technically the second pressing of this. The original's on a label called Sounds of the South, which is not easy to find in good condition. That's a nice MCA OG though. $34.99. Kiss is now at 26. Joe Satriani's at 22. And Calvin Ward was first to the Doobie Brothers. Calvin Ward was first to the Doobie Brothers. Tracy McFadden was second. What do we have here? The Seeds in Concert. The Seeds in Concert. 1999. And I have accidentally shown a record. I've shown 2 records. Let me go ahead and show those then. I've got this Funkadelic, which is $74.99. One Nation Under a Groove. It is extremely nice, and it has the bonus single with it. That is $74.99 for Funkadelic. And this record is not easy to get whatsoever. Ogden's Nut Gone. This is Small Faces, or Faces. $74.99. It took me forever to find one of these. $74.99 on that. That's only the second one I've ever seen that's nice. Ogden. Okay, so Trace McFadden was second on the Doobies. Kiss is at 28. Kiss is at 28. Kiss is at 29. Devin Reese is at 29 on the Sealed Kiss record. Devin's high bidder on that. By the way, the reason I'm selling it, or auctioning it, it has a light seam crackle up there. And then Joe Satriani, high bid on this. We got to $22 with Alice, and Scott Smith said he's out. So 22 on that, going once, going twice. It has some cover damage. It's 2 LPs, new and sealed. Just has some cover damage. 22 going once, going twice. Guy Goodman was first to the Ogdens. That's not easy to get. That's sold to Guy Goodman. Second was Chris Mikas, and then Brent Rabley. David Tate's at 30 on Kiss. I still got Funkadelic, $74.99. Really nice copy. Nas 2. Nas 2 is $39.99 on the original SGC label. Wow, that's very clean. $39.99. Nathan Myers is in on the Joe at $23. The Frost, Rock and Roll Music, $24.99 on Vanguard. Motown Love Collection. That's actually a K-Tail. $24.99. K-Tail. Where's Stacy at? $24.99. K-Tail Motown. I've never seen that one before. Dinah Ross, Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Smokey, Gladys, Jackson 5. Roberta Flack, Chapter 2. That's $19.99. The Impressions Collectibles. Curtis Mayfield, Greatest Hits from The Impressions, $19.99. And what do we have here? Just a Melody, Young Holt Unlimited. In shrink wrap on Brunswick. That's $19.99. Young Holt Unlimited. Tina Turner, Private Dancer. What's Love Got to Do With It? $24.99. And Diodato in Concert. That is $9.99. Icontina. Her Man, His Woman. I've never seen that one before on Capitol. $24.99. Kiss was at 30. Joe Satriani, 23. Joe, 25. Joe, 26. Joe, 28. Pam Dickens wants the Motown Love Collection. That's sold to Pam Dickens. Nathan Myers back in on Joe at 30. Brent Rabley in on Leonard Skinner. Steve Botsford at 31 on Kiss. Ed Nelson wants the Impressions Greatest Hits. That's sold to Ed. Joe is at 32. Nathan's out. And Adam says, I need that Funkadelic, Chad. This is a nice copy. Funkadelic records are notorious for being like just trashed. That's a really nice copy. And it has the bonus 45. That's sold to Adam Stein. What's being auctioned right now? And then Aaron Gardner wants Young Holt Unlimited. That's sold to Aaron Gardner. We have Going twice, going 3 times to Nathan, to Alice Lowry. This is a Joe Satriani new album, Elephants of Mars. I was trying to get a return from my distributor, but I waited too long. It looks like somebody accidentally cut the cover with a box cutter. It's still new and sealed, just has this cover damage. Alice has that for $32, going once, going twice, going 3 times. And a sealed copy of Kiss, self-titled, which has the spine crackle at the top. This is just something I decided to put up for auction. And high bid on this, I see 30, 31. I see $31 with Steve Botsford. $31 with Steve Botsford, and that's going twice, going 3 times. Organ Grinder Swing, the incredible Jimmy Smith, is $24.99. Red Fox, the side splitter, Red Fox is $14.99. Jerry Lee Lewis, Old Time Country Music, that's actually on the Sun label, $9.99. Jerry Lee Lewis, 20 Greatest Hits, that's $14.99. Jerry Lee Lewis, the session recorded in London with great guest stars, $34.99 on that. The Cheater, Bob Cuban and the N-Men, $34.99. Look out for the Cheater. Jack Scott on Groove, $19.99. And Bob Newhart, the Button-Down Mind on TV is $14.99. David Tate's at $33 on Kiss. Van Dandy takes the Red Fox. That's sold to Van Dandy. Carol Puckett on Jerry Lee Lewis. Carol, let me know if you want. There's 3 here. Old Time Country Music, 20 Greatest Hits, or The Session. Carol, you've got pick on any 3 of those. I'm just going to lay those out. Next was Fox on YouTube with Son Lewis. Bert was second, and Kenny wants the Jerry Lee Lewis London Session. So it looks like possibly all those are sold. Carol has dibs. She wants the Sun label. Okay, so that's sold to Carol. Fox was second. Bert Jordan was third. Kenny Heathcock gets that one. And then that just leaves Jerry Lee Lewis 20 Greatest Hits. So this is still available. $14.99. I'll take a Jerry Cantrell and Bad Religion from the new crate earlier. I have those right here behind me. That's the last copy of Jerry Cantrell. That's sold to Nathan Myers. And that is Bad Religion. I'm a he. Carol Puckett. He. My bad. He. It's like Cameron Nance. I called Cameron Nance she for like a year. Kiss is at 33 with Steve Botsford. Let's see. Aram Lazelle on Greatest Hits, or he said no Greatest Hits. Maybe he meant 20 Greatest Hits. Yeah, so I think that one goes to Aram Lazelle. Check out the guests. Yes, that's a fantastic lineup. I didn't even have time to read those, but that session that Kenny Heathcock got, amazing artist that plays on that. Can I be third on Nut if the... Yes, I will. That is positively going to Guy Goodman, but yes, Carol Puckett. Got it. Sorry about that. E.E. Cummins reads poetry, $19.99. National Lampoon's White Album, that is $14.99. Jackson 5 Greatest Hits is $24.99. Whitney Houston, Whitney, $49.99. I think we can go ahead and wrap some of these up. I think we're done on the Joe. Alice Lowry got that for $32, and we're still bidding on Kiss technically. Steve Botsford at $33. Steve Botsford's at $33, going once, going twice. This was a return. This is one of those examples where if you ever order a new record from us and it skips, it may be your turntable, okay? There's a lot of new turntables out there that don't have good tracking, don't have good tone arms, and a lot of these new LPs will skip. We played this on our turntable, and it was fantastic. And this was a brand new LP, Montrose, Friday Music, Red Vinyl, Sammy Hagar, Montrose. So this is near mint. It's like new record. It's only been played, I think, twice, the person who bought it from us, and then we test played it. That's a $1 start. Robert Johnson on NL. Robert Johnson on National Lampoons. That's sold to Robert Johnson. Kathy Amos wants the Jackson 5. Chris Micus, you were second on National Lampoons. David Tate was at 34 on Kiss. Fox, we've already sold the National Lampoons. What's possibly going to Guy Goodman? The Ogden's Nut Golden Flake, the Small Faces album. He was just saying if you end up passing, he wants it. And Calvin Ward is at $5 on Montrose. But yeah, this is guaranteed. Be aware if you have an inexpensive turntable and it skips, and especially a brand new LP, it's not the vinyl. We get a lot of returns, and we have to tell people, unfortunately, sometimes it's not the record, it's your equipment, and they like to disagree with us, but we get it back and it plays fine. Make sure you have a good turntable, okay? If you're buying records, if you're spending hundreds of dollars with us like a lot of y'all are, please take time to upgrade your equipment. Especially when you get new speakers. The turntable's important, but when you get new speakers and a new receiver, it revives your entire collection. You'll want to go back through and re-listen everything. Anytime we set up a new pair of speakers up here at the store, I'm always wanting to play albums on it that I've heard a million times just to see how they sound. So, okay, Montrose 5, 6, 8, 9. We're still bidding on Kiss at 35. Best of the Gap Band. Wow, I've never seen this. Does this have drop a bomb on me? It does. You dropped a bomb on me. Best of the Gap Band, $19.99. Fifth Dimension, Up, Up, and Away is $14.99. And Girl Watchers, The Occasions, that's in shrink wrap, $19.99. Jackson Browne, Late for the Sky is $14.99. Andy Griffin, Just for Laughs, $24.99. Need Force Tracking, Track and Weight, Crosley's not a good turntable, I agree. Montrose, 10 with Ron Phillips. Nathan also bid 10. Calvin Ward takes the Gap Band. The Gap Band. I've never seen that. Ron Phillips is at 12 on Montrose. Hard Goods. This is some kind of compilation. $24.99. Graham Central Station, Montrose, Doobie Brothers, Ted Nugent, Foghat, Van Morrison, Deep Purple, Frank Zappa, Bob Rundgren. Todd Rundgren, Bob Seger. Kiss is on here. Strutter. Still I Span, Marshall Tucker, Greg Allman. We're just on side 3. Alan Price, Seals and Croft, Beach Boys. That's $24.99. I've never seen that before. That's called Hard Goods. Yeah. First time Kiss was on a record, Ed says. First time Kiss was on a record. Hard Goods. Wow. Yeah, Warner Brothers. Hard Goods. And we have Manaheim Steamroller Christmas, $14.99. Montrose 12. Kiss is at 36. Montrose is at 15. Stacy wants the comp. Stacy wants the comp. Alan Jonathan was second. All right, that was a good crate. Let's go back through that one. That was crate number 1 of 4. 1 of 4 of new vintage. New vintage. And then we've got, I'm about to do some on sale new vinyl. And we've got auctions like this to do all night. Hold on, my feed moved a little too fast. So Stacy got the comp. Alan Jonathan was second. Joseph Snow on Man. Man, that may have been, what was Man? Somebody else commented Man too. Man? What was that? Hard Goods. I got Andy Griffin, Just for Laughs. And oh, Manaheim Steamroller. Manaheim Steamroller. That's sold to Joseph Snow. Joseph Snow. Kiss is at 37 with Steve Botsford. Greg Waits, you were second on Manaheim Steamroller. Fox on YouTube, you were third. Sherry Darnell, you were second on the compilation. I can hit you up on the Stones. If you want the Stones, I've got it within arm's length. I can find that if you want it. But yes, it's still available. Luke, we've already sold Manaheim Steamroller and Which Jackson Browne. We've got Jackson Browne, Late for the Sky. That is $14.99. $14.99. Jackson Browne, Late for the Sky. That's in shrink wrap. Prodigy is a new release for today. Music for the Jilted Generation, which I think is a new reissue. Yeah, this originally came out in 1994. New release for today. New reissue, $34.99. Update on our auctions. We've got an opened, but pretty much new copy of Montrose self-titled Friday Music Red Vinyl. High bid on this is $15 with Nathan Myers. $15 with Nathan Myers. That's going once, going twice. Kiss just recently got a bid. This has now been up for auction for almost 30 minutes, I think. Steve Botsford is at $37 on Kiss. Steve Botsford's at $37 on Kiss. That's a 2014 reissue that's sealed. It has a light seam crackle, and that is at $37 with Steve Botsford. Stereo, let me know if you want Jackson Browne. If you don't, that goes to Mike McGinnis and Tanner. Put down Wolves Council. Stereo does want Jackson Browne, so that goes to Stereo. Put down Wolves Council for Exile on Main Street. That was from last night. I will have to find it. Okay, one more time. I'm just going to read titles in this bin. If you want any prices, please let me know. We're still bidding on Montrose. Final call on that Kiss. By the way, I think when this was new, Friday Music, it was probably $44.99, $42.99, or $39.99, and it's only been played a couple times. The Doobie Brothers, Living on the Fault Line, Doug Clark and the Hot Nuts. Motown Superstars. This is like never before released tracks on Motown, 1999. The Checkmates, the T-Bones, another Doug Clark, Gun Hill Road, Paul McCartney, Wildlife, Cartoon. I think Jimmy Page produced that or appears on it. Dave Brubeck Quartet, The Seeds Live, Nas, that's Todd Rundgren, Original Press, Nas 2. The Frost, Rock and Roll Music, Roberta Flack, Tina Turner, Diodato, Ike and Tina, Jimmy Smith, that's Bob Cuban and the N-Men, Jack Scott, Bob Newhart, E.E. Cummins reads poetry, Whitney Houston, Fifth Dimension, Up on a Way, The Occasions, and Andy Griffin. This is like a spoken word. He's doing comedy skits, stuff like that. Just for laughs. Just for laughs. Really nice copy. Original inner sleeve too. Okay, Stereo got Jackson Brown. Montrose 2016, Montrose 22. David Tate is at 40 on the Kiss. The Doobie Brothers is $14.99. Shrink wrap and hype sticker and the original Franklin Music price tag, $14.99. Final call on that. How about we do a crate of, let's do a crate of on sale stuff. We'll do that first, and that will get everybody fired up, right? On sale new vinyl, and then I will resume with our vintage stuff. I've only got technically one bin of new arrivals tonight, of new vinyl. We've already been through it. So, you okay, Tanner? Yep. Tanner's good. How about Ed? I'm good. Ed's good. It's me, Tanner, and Ed right now. Seth is coaching basketball. He'll be here at 9:30, he said. Let's see if that actually happens. Okay. I spent a lot of time last night going through new vinyl. I physically went through everything we had, so I got an idea of what we had in inventory. I did some serious ordering. There was a lot of stuff that we were out of stock of that I didn't realize, so I got a lot of really good stuff on the way, and when that happens, I make room for the old, or I take out with the old, in with the new. So there are some fantastic blowouts in this crate. This crate should be empty when we're done. If not, there's a problem. There is a lot of the same ones on some of them, so high bid on Montrose is $22 with Nathan Myers. $22 with Nathan Myers. Going once, going twice now. Still bidding on Kiss. $40, now $41. Steve Botsford has that for $41. Brent Rabley, Nas was $39.99. And Jared McLaughlin wants the Andy Griffin record. Andy Griffin. I have collected all these. I think I've got most of them. There's one. Is it on the back of this cover? There's one where he's in his sheriff's uniform. We had one come through, I think. Man, it's hard to find, though. I think we've sold one. Fred had it in his collection. Fred collected these because he had a lot of these autographed by Andy Griffin. We have those still. We hadn't even got around to them. But I've got some of Andy Griffin's checks. Have y'all seen those? I've got some of Andy Griffin's canceled checks that from real deal Andy Griffin, like, return checks that he signed. We've got one of those framed in the back. So Fred met him several times, had a lot of that. But yeah, we had two copies of that one where he's in his sheriff's uniform. I think Barney's on the cover. That's very hard to find. I kept one, and I think we sold one. Nathan Myers is back in on Montrose at 24. Guy Goodman bid 23. Let's see. That's Nas 3, not 2. Yeah, Nas. That was Nas. Let me show that again. That's Nas. Yeah, Nas 3. Nas 3. And that is on the SGC label. Really clean copy. $39.99. Todd Rundgren. I think pretty much his first band. Guy Goodman's at 25 on Montrose. Let's do a final call on, well, nope, Kiss is back in, $42. Okay, everything in here is $19.99. $19.99. This is all new vinyl. Let me make sure I got the right crate. Yeah, $19.99 new vinyl. Very easy. First, let's go ahead and tag Nas to Brent Rabley. Montrose is at 26 and Kiss is at 42. We'll just let those simmer. $19.99. Blue Oyster Cult, Agents of Fortune, $19.99. Blue Oyster Cult, Agents of Fortune. Music on vinyl. Now, all the time we're talking about 20% off crates, 25% off crates. A lot of this is going to be 50% or more. These are like closeouts. Like Collectco is retiring this title. You may not see it again for a while, or if I order it, I'm not going to have 10 copies. I maybe have one in our bin. So these are like retired. So, and I may need to check. There actually may be a wait list on this from the flip video. I'll have to check. If so, I'll have to get that worked out with whoever I promised the next copy. So, yeah, Fire of Unknown Origin. Fire of Unknown Origin. I like that. Okay, that's sold to Kevin Jordan. So, Tanner, this starts $19.99 stuff. Let's see, Kevin Jordan, Jeff McMaster, and Nathan Myers, Greg Rogers. Crimson Glory. Somehow I ended up with a ton of these. Crimson Glory self-titled. Limited edition of 2,000 individually copies on silver-colored vinyl. This is a fairly new release from Music on Vinyl. Crimson Glory, they're numbered on the back. Colored vinyl, $19.99. Crimson Glory. I sold a couple of these in the flip video from last night. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 left. Crimson Glory colored vinyl from and limited and numbered from Music on Vinyl. It looks like we're done on Montrose because Guy says he's out. He said he has an OG. So Nathan Myers has this for $26, going twice, going 3 times. David Tate has Kiss for $42. David Tate has Kiss for $42. That's going twice, going 3 times. 42 and 26 on those. Rob Scheffler gets a Crimson Glory, and so does John Mincemoyer. Crimson Glory, sold and sold. I got a bunch of those. Creedence Clearwater Revival. This is technically their self-titled album. If you're just hopping on, everything in this bin is $19.99. It's all new and sealed vinyl. Creedence was originally $33.99, and Crimson Glory was originally $38.99. $38.99. Crimson Glory, Creedence Clearwater. Coldplay, Music of the Spheres. Coldplay, Music of the Spheres. I think this is like glow-in-the-dark vinyl or something. That was originally $30.99, now $19.99. Kevin Jordan on Crimson Glory. Kevin Jordan's going to pick up one of those. Final call on our 2 auctions. Tara Kerrigan wants a CCR. Sell that to, Taryn, not her, Taryn. Taryn Kerrigan, is that a new buyer, maybe? Did you say yes? No, okay, Taryn's bought from us before. Taryn, you got the CCR. Rich Group, you were second on CCR. Looks like Chris Micus was 3rd and Guy Goodman was 4. Chris Micus was first to Coldplay. Chris Micus was first to Coldplay. So CCR goes to Taryn and Rich Group. Chris Micus got Coldplay. Guy, you were 3rd on CCR, and Fox, you were 2nd on Spheres. Okay, I want to go ahead and wrap up these auctions because they've been up for a while and I have a lot more. Let's go ahead and sell Crimson Glory to Nathan Myers for $26. And Kiss is at 42. Kiss is at 42 with David Tate. That's sold. By the way, if y'all hadn't heard, we found the autographs from the Atlanta collection. And those, I posted a picture of a Kiss, autographed Kiss Destroyer record, which we now know is not authentic autographs. I found those like at 6 a.m. this morning. John had kind of pulled them aside, and I took a picture of all the crates. I grabbed that out, and I took a picture of it. I posted it kind of right before I went to bed, like at 8 o'clock this morning. And then I realized, I started seeing comments, and I was like, man, that isn't real. I didn't even really look at it. The guy who we bought all that stuff from seen it, and he texted me, and he said, Chad, the Kiss autographs I bought from somebody else, and I sold a few maybe like 10 years ago to a Kiss collector, and he said, I really didn't even pay him any attention. So, I was like, wow. So, yeah. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to auction them just as Kiss records. But, yeah, the autographs on that Kiss Destroyer are not real. Yeah, and that was the only autographs that he didn't buy in person, or he didn't get autographed in person, like the only ones. Because there's a picture, I posted the Peter Frampton the Cheap Trick, the Jerry Lee Lewis, all the other ones, and those are, you know, 100% legitimate. I've already sent those to some other people. But yeah, so kind of a bummer because I was looking forward to that. I know all of our Kiss fans was looking forward to them. But yeah, those are the only ones he didn't get signed in person. He has these huge binders, and I wish I would have took some pictures of them, of where his friends and people that went with him, of him getting a lot of that signed. Like he has pictures with Keith Emerson and Greg Lake where they're signing Tarkus and Trilogy. He's got pictures with them, and they're holding the albums, you know, signing them. And he has that for a lot of those, and I need to have him send me some pictures of that stuff. But yeah, those Kiss, they're not real. Okay, David Bowie, Hunky Dory, blowout price of $19.99. These are new and sealed David Bowie, Hunky Dory. That is sold to John Stevens. I've got plenty of these. I've got one to Robert Johnson. I've got one to Angela Leckington. I've got one to Andy Mitchell. I've got one to Chris Gornsey. These are $19.99. David Bowie, Hunky Dory. Next $19.99 record is Demian. That's only limited to 500 copies on blue vinyl. Demian, that was $31.99, now $19.99. Jamie Butler and Tony Doyle also on the David Bowie. But the way I do autographs, autographs is a weird business. I've always said, and I've done this before with people, if we sell an autograph, I'm going to be pretty certain it's real. And if anybody ever takes the extra step to have it certified and it comes back non-authentic, we'll refund your money back. That's how I've always done autographs. We did that with some Johnny Cash autographs, and come to find out they were signed by his secretary. So stuff like that happens. There's some pretty legitimate looking autographs that are secretary signed or auto pen. So if it's something of high value like that Kiss record, we were going to have it authenticated anyway, but I'm not even going to waste the money on it now. But I would have not sold that unless we would have had it authenticated anyway, because it would have been worth the money. It would have been worth the money to have that authenticated. So, but all the other stuff that's maybe, you know, a lot of those autographs are valuable, but they're not worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. We're just going to sell them as is. We're going to have a pretty good idea that they're real. And like I said, if you ever take the extra step and have it authenticated and it's not real, I'll give you your money back. So, Luke Mitchell got the Demian. I've got 3 copies left of David Bowie, Hunky Dory. As y'all well know, we're not going to sell anything that's fake and try to say that it's real. We always cover the bases on that. Kiss, I didn't really pay any attention to it. I just grabbed and took a picture of it, and I was like, dang, this looks actually pretty bad. Jaco Pastorius. This is $19.99, Jaco Pastorius. And by the way, if you have anything, PSA and JSA, Professional Sports Authenticators and James Spence, that's what I regard as the best 2 in the country, in the world really. So if you're going to have anything authenticated, those carry the best value and premium. PSA and James Spence, that's what I recommend. Alice Lowry gets a David Bowie. Andy Mitchell on Jaco Pastorius. I've got another one. This one's called Word of Mouth. So I've got 2 Jacos. This one's self-titled, and this one is Words of Mouth. Those are $19.99. Venom soundtrack, music by Ludwig Göransson. This is music on vinyl at the movies. Limited edition 1500 on Black Clouds colored vinyl. Includes fridge magnet. That's $19.99. Yes, music on vinyl on Jaco. Beckett, yeah, Beckett's good for sports cards too, yeah. However, I see better resale value with PSA on stuff. That's who I use for sports, but Beckett sometimes can be a little cheaper. CGC's doing a lot of stuff too. They're really expanding their company. Okay, yeah, so Andy, Jaco, Venom. Heaven Up Here, Echo and the Bunnymen. That's now $19.99, Heaven Up Here. I've got 3 of those. 3 of those. We Are Chaos, Marilyn Manson. I only have 1 of those, $19.99. If you're just joining us, we're doing a blowout crate of $19.99, all new vinyl. A lot of this is close to half off or more, so people's always wanting on sale stuff. Here we go. Marillion, Script for a Jester's Tear. That is $19.99, only copy. Christine McVie, Songbird. That is a Christine McVie solo compilation. Seafoam green vinyl, that's $19.99. And Ministry, Toronto, 1986. Ministry is green and black splatter vinyl, $19.99. Kevin Jordan, first to the Marilyn Manson. Kevin Jordan, first to the Marilyn Manson. Robert Johnson, you were second. Scott Smith was third. Stephen Roberts, you were fourth. Kevin Jordan, first to the Marillion. Kevin Jordan, first to Marillion. Rich, it looks like you were fifth on Marilyn Manson. Grant, Marillion's already sold. Chris Micus on Songbird. That was Christine McVie. And Robert Johnson, first on Ministry. Robert Johnson, first on Ministry. So this calendar year, I have had 5 Mickey Mantle autographs sent off to PSA. Only one of them has been legitimate. The others look so good. The other one's on a baseball, a Little League side. That's the only one that came back authentic. They charge based on the player. So Mickey Mantle costs a lot more than if you have, you know, Greg Maddox autograph or something. So they do an upcharge for Mickey Mantle. And, of course, I did the PSA DNA thing. Total cost was like $160. I sent it where I got it back a lot quicker, too, because somebody left it with me, and I didn't know if it was real. So, Tony Murphy. Oh, yeah, and I had Tony Murphy's Mickey Mantle, too. Counting Tony Murphy's, too. So I've had 6. I've sent off 5 myself, and Tony's was real. Of course, Tony had his sign in person, and then I had that baseball authenticated. So, okay, back up to the top. Guy Goodman on CM. I think whatever that was, it's sold. Tim Besaw wants a David Bowie. If there's any left, that goes to Tim Besaw. Jared McLaughlin on CM as well. What was CM? CM, I think, what it was? Okay, yeah, Krista McVie's already sold. Guy was third. Guy was second. Jared was third. Is the Jocko self-titled number? No, Jocko is black vinyl for Music on Vinyl. Let's see. What I got a Greg Maddox. Greg Maddox is worth a lot less than Mickey Mantle. Metal Massacre, red vinyl. That is $19.99. Metal Massacre. Misfits, Friday the 13th. That is $19.99. Monster Magnet 25, tab. That is now $19.99. Ted Nugent, Detroit Muscle. That's $19.99. Willie Nelson, A Beautiful Time, $19.99. Here Comes Shuggy Otis. Shuggy Otis, that's $19.99. Chris Gornsey on Metal Massacre. Chris Gornsey on Metal Massacre. Alan Jonathan on M. That was Metal Massacre. Alan, you were second. John Mincemore, you were third. Robert Johnson, first to the Misfits. Rob, it looks like you were fifth on Metal Massacre. Gary, 6. Bill Reese on Ted Nugent. Bill Reese on Ted Nugent. Still have a Bowie. I have 1 David Bowie left. Sell that to Jimmy Hodgkins. Rob Scheffler, first on Monster Magnet. Ed Nelson, first on Shuggy Otis. All those are gone. So I have 1 copy of Misfits left. I've got 1 copy of Willie Nelson left. The Offspring, Conspiracy of One. Offspring is $19.99. And this is Run the Jewels 3. Run the Jewels 3. That was $37.99. Now $19.99. A lot of this stuff is pretty close to half off. Anthony Riddle wants a Misfits. That's sold to Anthony Riddle. Nathan Myers, you were second on the last one. Robert Johnson, first to the Offspring. Scott Smith, you were second. Run the Jewels, $19.99. And we have Run the Jewels self-titled. So I've got 2 different copies of that. Run the Jewels. Andy Lewis, let me know which one you want. Tower of Power, back to Oakland. That's $19.99. Tin Machine 2, which features David Bowie. That was $36.99, now $19.99. Kevin Huffman, you were third to the Offspring. And the Highwayman 2, Christopherson, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, and Waylon Jennings. Andy Lewis, we'll see which one of the Run the Jewels he wants. Jeff McMaster on Tower of Power. Jeff McIntosh. Jeff McIntosh on Tower of Power. Chuck Wilson wants to Run the Jewels first. Let's see here. Okay, I'll have to get my phone out for that. Way too many comments coming in. I'm waiting for Andy Lewis. He wants Run the Jewels 3. Okay, so we can go ahead and pull that. Andy Lewis, Run the Jewels 3. That's back up to the top. Jeff McIntosh got Tower of Power. Chuck Wilson wants Run the Jewels first. Did you mean like the first album or the first one I showed? That's Run the Jewels 3. I'm going to put you down for Chuck Wilson, this self-titled album. Okay, and then Robert Johnson. Here's everybody who got a Highwayman. Robert Johnson was first. David Cox was second. Then Charlie DeFrank got a Tin Machine. Nathan Myers got the third and last Highwayman. And Andy Lewis actually wants Run the Jewels 3. Let me swap that out here on the bottom. So I'm going to put Run the Jewels self-titled back in here, and we're going to give him a Run the Jewels 3. That goes to Andy Lewis. David Tate, I'm already sold out of Highwayman. And Chuck Wilson wanted self-titled. Hold on a second. Oh, wait a minute. No, that was right. Okay, never mind. Chuck Wilson on that one. Let me swap that back out again. So that goes self-titled. Okay, Jeff McMaster, that's the one he wanted. All right, that leaves one Tin Machine 2. All right, let me go back through this crate. Everything is $19.99. I've actually got 2 more like this. No, I've got 2 more like this, so just bear with me. I've got 4 copies left of Crimson Glory. I think I've seen somebody hop on and ask about this. This is limited, numbered, and colored vinyl from Music on Vinyl. $19.99, Crimson Glory self-titled, Music on Vinyl. I've got 4 copies, $19.99. I've got 4 left, and they're all gone. 1, Jaco Pastorius self-titled left, Music on Vinyl. And I've got 2 of Jaco Pastorius Word of Mouth. That's black vinyl. Those aren't limited or numbered. Those are from Music on Vinyl. And then Venom, original soundtrack to Venom, Music on Vinyl at the movies, 1500, limited and numbered. Includes a fridge magnet. I'm surprised we hadn't sold out of this one. Echo and the Bunnymen, because we sold out of the other title I put in the flip video. Heaven Up Here, that is $19.99. 3 of those left. Willie Nelson is, it doesn't say if it has colored vinyl or not. Willie Nelson, A Beautiful Time. I'm assuming black. I have 2 copies left of Run the Jewels 3. $19.99. That's 2 LP gatefold. And 1 copy of Tin Machine 2. That originally came out in 1991. I'm assuming that's not too easy to get. Gary Hackett takes an Echo and the Bunnymen. Final call on anything in there before I bring out the next crate of new vinyl. I've actually got lots of stuff to put up for auction. Okay, yeah, that actually is, okay. All right, this was something else that I was trying to return. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's just that they sent me the picture disc instead of the black vinyl, and I ordered Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This is a new sealed picture disc. These are not cheap when they come new, and I went to return them, and for some reason I could only return 2 and not 3, so I have an extra one. I'm just going to put it up for a $1 start. It's a brand new sealed Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band picture disc, $1 start. $1 start. Charlie DeFrank said he'll take the other Tin Machine 2. Jeff McMasters wants a Run the Jewels 3. Stephen Roberts takes a Venom soundtrack. Rob Scheffler takes the Jaco Pastorius self-titled. Here's what's left. Run the Jewels, Willie Nelson, Echo and the Bunnymen, Venom, Jaco Pastorius. Greg Rogers wants a Crimson Glory. Sgt. Pepper's 510 and now 20. 510 and now 20. All right, let me bring out a new crate of vintage. I've got a couple things here that shall pique your interest. How about a copy of The Ground is Shaken? Boy, it's been a long time since we put one of these up for auction. And OG, Keith Whitley, Don't Close Your Eyes. Of course, they're all OGs. Really nice near mint copy. We've already ultrasonically cleaned it. Really nice jacket. That is $125 start. Keith Whitley, Don't Close Your Eyes. We're all patiently waiting for them to reissue his catalog, but I don't know if it's ever going to happen. Keith Whitley, Don't Close Your Eyes, $125 start. Sgt. Pepper's 510, 20, 10, 10. Can you show the Jack one more time? The Jaco Pastorius. It is called Word of Mouth. Word of Mouth. It is new and sealed. Music on Vinyl. They were $37.99. They are $19.99. Word of Mouth. 37.99. They are 19.99. Word of Mouth. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 37.99. 2 copies left, actually. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. What's in there? Aha. Okay. Let's do this crate. Looks like some very interesting stuff. Yeah, finally. Okay, so final call on the Sgt. Pepper's picture disc. Burt Jordan has this for $20. Going once, going twice to Burt Jordan. New crate of vintage. New crate of vintage. Kenny and Dolly, Once Upon a Christmas. Kenny and Dolly is $24.99. Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton, Once Upon a Time in Christmas, $24.99. Mr. Jaws and Other Fables by Dickie Goodman. Mr. Jaws, $19.99. John Denver and the Muppets Christmas Album, $24.99. Midnight Express soundtrack, $19.99. The Best of the Guess Who Volume 2, $14.99. Love Over Gold, Dire Straits, $34.99. Aerosmith, Draw the Line is $24.99. 20 Super Hits, that's a Phillips compilation, $14.99. Kyle Morgan wants the Kenny and Dolly Christmas album. Tanner, that one's $24.99. Michael McCarter, You Were Second on Kenny and Dolly. Walt Cruz was first to John Denver and the Muppets. Clay Moore was second. Kathy Amos was third. New bid on the Sgt. Pepper's. Brent Rabley's at $22. That's going once, going twice. K-Tail's Disco Rocket, 2 LP set. That is $24.99. Mouth and McNeil, Hey You Love, How Do You Do? Mouth and McNeil is $19.99. Every Day I Have to Cry, Steve Alamillo. I think that's how you say his last name. $19.99. From the ABC TV show Where the Action Is, another Steve Alamillo. $19.99. Dusty Springfield's Golden Hits. That's a nice looking copy in shrink wrap, $24.99. And the Carvels, You Don't Have to Be a Baby to Cry, $19.99. In Excess, Decadence, $19.99. And Steve Miller Band, Children of the Future, $24.99. Children of the Future, $24.99. What's on hits? Give me 1 second on that. John Stevens is back in on the Sgt. Pepper's at $25. Alice Lowry got the Disco Comp. That sold to Alice Lowry. Burt Jordan also bid $25. We already have a bid of $25. And Jeff McMaster on Aerosmith. Jeff McMaster on Aerosmith, Draw the Line. There's some good stuff in there. Okay, if anybody wants to buy Keith Whitley, you can buy it now for $124.99. We had it stickered for more than that. People's always coming in here looking for this. Keith Whitley, Don't Close Your Eyes. This will be a great record for us to put up on the wall. But if you want to buy it right now, it's yours for $124.99. That won't be here for less than 7 days. That will be gone. Sgt. Pepper's is now at $27. Brent Rabley's at $27 on Sgt. Pepper's. Love Revisited, $39.99. That's in shrink wrap. Love Revisited. Arm Lazelle wants In Excess. That's a nice copy in shrink wrap. Stacy wanted the track list on this hits. Tracy, let's see. The Royal Devil Band, Velvet Glove, Paper Lace, Rick Garrity, Cool Sisters, Lobo, Dusty Springfield, Ronnie Lay. I'm kind of jumping around here. Barry White, Love Unlimited Orchestra, Spencer Davis Group, Slack, Alice, Status Quo. Wow, Black Sabbath, Evil Woman, Don't Play Your Games with Me. That's all those, and then you got a Black Sabbath track. Let's go ahead and pull R.M. Lazelle's In Excess. That's sold to R.M. Lazelle. John Stevens is at $29 on the Sgt. Pepper's. Burt Jordan's at $28, and Stacy said she'll take it. So sell that to Stacy. High bid on Sgt. Pepper's is $29. Tommy the Who. What label is this on? Decca or MCA? Boy, it looks nice, though. I'll check it in just a second if I need to. Tommy is $34.99. Who came first? This is Pete Townshend's first solo album. This is on track, too. I think this is a first press. Yeah, 1999 track. That's a UK pressing. Who came first? Pete Townsend, 1999. Brent is at $31 on the Sgt. Pepper's. Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle, $19.99. Steve Miller Band number 5 is $24.99. And the Power Station, $24.99. Presenting Lothar and the Hand People, $24.99. Alan Parsons Project, Turn of a Friendly Card is $19.99. Graham Parker, Heat Treatment. Graham Parker, $19.99. Guy Goodman on PT. PT was Pete Townsend. That sold to Guy Goodman. Burt Jordan is at 32 on Sgt. Pepper's. John Stevens says he's out. Mike Cochran wants Steve Miller Band number 5. That's sold to Mike Cochran. Suzanne Vega, Solitude Standing, $24.99. The Eurythmics is $24.99. Paul Carrick, Suburban Voodoo, $14.99 on Paul Carrick. Suburban Voodoo. Bob Seger, Night Moves in shrink wrap, $29.99. Original inner sleeve. Well, that looks nice. $29.99. Sgt. Pepper's is now at $35 with Brent Rabley. Andy Taylor Thunder, gold stamp promo with hype sticker, $19.99. The Tremolos, 16 Greatest Hits, $14.99. Barbara Jaggle, Donovan is $14.99. And Donovan Cosmic Wheels with poster, $19.99. Donovan. Sgt. Pepper's 35. Chris Kirkley first to Power Station. Power Station, that should be right here. That's Chris Kirkley. Richard Davis on PC, Paul Carrick. I'm pretty sure that's sold to Richard Davis. David Tate on Fly Like an Eagle, Steve Miller Band. Chris Micus on Andy Taylor. That's sold to Chris Micus. Burt Jordan back in on Sgt. Pepper's at $36. High bid on that. They Call Me Mela Yellow. That is Donovan, $14.99. Rosington Collins Band is $24.99. Guy Goodman on Cosmic Wheels. That's sold to Guy Goodman. Steve Miller Band, Brave New World, $24.99. Steve Miller Band, Brave New World, $24.99. Some Steve Miller Band albums we don't get as often as others. The Who Are You Picture Disc. Picture Disc, $34.99. That's original. $34.99 on that. Brick, Good High, Brick. I think Brick is the artist. Good High, maybe. On the Bang label, contains the hit record Daz, $14.99. Guy Goodman wants Brave. That's Brave New World, Steve Miller Band. And King Bittersweet, $19.99. Duran Duran is $24.99. 7 in the Ragged Tiger. Duran Duran Arena, that has the insert with it. Gold stamp promo, $29.99. And the Eurythmics Touch Dance in shrink wrap with hype sticker. That is sealed. That's a sealed copy, $29.99. This went to Mike Cochran. That one right there. Guy Goodman got Pete Townsend. That's laying on top of the green crate. Chris Kirkley on Duran Duran. Chris, let me know if you want 7 in the Ragged Tiger or Arena. You got dibs on those. Eurythmics is sealed. Burt Jordan has the Sgt. Pepper's picture disc for $36, going twice, going 3 times. Eurythmics, I think this one's technically called 1984. Yeah, 1984 for the Love of the Brother. That is $24.99. That's in shrink wrap. The Eurythmics Touch is $24.99. Graham Parker, Squeezing Out Sparks, is $19.99. And Alan Parsons Project, Eve, that is $19.99. Brent is back in on Sgt. Pepper's at $38. Wow, that was a good crate in my opinion. A lot of stuff still left in there, so let me go back through those a second time. Then we're going to do another crate of on-sale new vinyl. I actually have a crate of new arrivals to show you that I forgot about. That's behind the counter. Then we'll probably do a crate of new vinyl after that, or new on-sale vinyl. So one more time, if you want prices, let me know. Some fantastic records in here. Chris Kirkley wants both Duran Durans. That's a good decision for that price. And one more time, we have Mr. Jaws. This is kind of like a... what do you call this, Ed? The little snippets. It doesn't have a word like it's almost like a comedy album.
Yeah, the hit song.
Yeah, it's like the guys telling a story, and then they insert like current songs. Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. Some of these you may know about. You may know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all may know what that is. That's $19.99. Was that Atlanta stuff? Yeah, I think this is all stuff from Atlanta. Yep. Midnight Express, if you want prices, let me know. Best of the Guess Who Volume 2. Dire Straits, Love Over Gold. This is a really nice copy, by the way. Original inner sleeve, $34.99. Tracy Tallman wants Mr. Jaws. High bid on Sgt. Pepper's is $38. That's going once, going twice to Brent Rabley. Never mind. Burt Jordan's back in on 40. Mouth and McNeil. Steve Alamio. And another one. I'm not good with his last name. Dusty Springfield's Golden Hits, $24.99. The Caravels, Steve Miller Band, Children of the Future. I think that's the only one that didn't sell. Love Revisited. Tommy the Who, nice copy of that. Lothar and the Hand People. Turn of the Friendly Card. Graham Parker, Heat Treatment. Suzanne Vega, Eurythmics. Bob Seger, the Tremolos. Barbara Jaggle, Donovan. Mela Yellow is $14.99, Wolves Council. Rosington Collins Band, The Who Are You, Picture Disc. Brick, Good High. King, Bittersweet. Eurythmics. I'm really surprised all three of those are still there. Graham Parker and Alan Parsons Project, Eve. Richard Davis wants King, Bittersweet. So that the Richard Davis. And I'm going to go ahead and pull out Wolves Council or pull out Meliel in case he decides he wants that. Okay, let me go grab another crate. I'm going to have to go walk through everybody here. Excuse me. Let me go grab this. Hey, Seth is here. I didn't even see you come in, Seth. I didn't know you were quiet. Seth sneaked in on me. That's weird. Seth's trying to be sneaky tonight. Did y'all win? And they lost. Man. You didn't coach well enough. Wolves Council said, I'll take it. Sergeant Pepper's is sold for $40 to Burt Jordan. 1984 is $24.99. All the both Eurythmics was $24.99 except the one that was sealed. There was one in there that was sealed. It was $39.99. Okay, this is some new arrivals and restocks and some stuff probably you've never seen before. Stuff that you just need to see, okay? There's some titles in here that I hadn't shown in a long time. Some restocks, and you'll like what you're seeing. This is all new vinyl, sticker price. George Harrison live in Japan, $44.99. George Harrison live in Japan, new and sealed. It says made in Germany. Official label, of course, that's the real deal. $44.99, George Harrison live in Japan. Great concert. I think some people play with them on there. Velvet Revolver. I know we have a lot of new buyers that may not know we have this. This is a music on vinyl pressing. Velvet Revolver Contraband, 2 LP. You know, kind of that super group with Scott Weiland and Slash. $48.99 for Velvet Revolver. What's the email address to remove my name from a wait list? You don't have to email us. You can just let us know. Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chair, $41.99. Those are new and sealed. Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chair. Testament, Souls of Black, $37.99. Testament, Souls of Black. We have 3 of those. The Archies, self-titled, picture disc, $32.99. The B-52s, the best of the B-52s. Don't mess this around. This is a B-52's greatest hits. Music on vinyl, $38.99. Clapton. Yeah, Eric Clapton plays on that George Harrison live. U.J. Miller takes a Velvet Revolver. Velvet Revolver, that's music on vinyl. The Police, greatest hits. Abbey Road, Half-Speed Master, $49.99. Abbey Road, Half-Speed Master. The Police, greatest hits, 2 LPs. Robert Plant, Carry Fire. There's also some stuff in here that I have 1 copy of left that I may or may not could get more of. This is a prime example. The Police, greatest hits. Robert Plant is another good example. I don't know if I can get more of those if I wanted to right now. Quiet Riot, Metal Health, $37.99. Queensryche, Promised Land, $38.99. Rage Against the Machine, $29.99. That's self-titled. The Ramones is $28.99. Self-titled Ramones. Ram Jam, $38.99. That's music on vinyl featuring Black Betty. Rancid, Troublemaker, limited edition colored vinyl, $24.99 for Rancid. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood, hold on a second. Yeah, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, $37.99. Chuck Wilson on Rage Against the Machine. Chuck Wilson on Rage Against the Machine, and Chuck Wilson also on the Ramones. Chuck Wilson also on the Ramones. Chad Kerfoot, Robert Plant, Carry Fire was $36.99. $36.99. If you don't want it, Greg Rogers does. And I will take waiting lists for these, but like I said, I don't know if I can get them or not. U.J. Miller, By the way, this is the really hot cut. It says recut for vinyl from the original master tapes. I don't know if it's Bernie Grundman or who's doing this, but if you run the matrix and everything, this is the really good. Plus it has, you know, Give It Away on it, Under the Bridge. Big album from them. Fantastic sounding copy. We have a bunch of these in stock right now. $37.99. Sell that one to UJ Miller. Somebody's getting Robert Plant. It's either going to be Chad or Greg. Chad passes, so sell that one to Greg Rogers. Robert Plant, Carry Fire. There's another copy of Red Hot Chili Peppers. Reservoir Dogs. I thought I were sold out of these, but we had these in the ABC order and not in the soundtracks. And I think some people wanted one the other night, and I said I didn't have them. Reservoir Dogs soundtrack, Quentin Tarantino film, $38.99. That is music on vinyl. Scorpions Tokyo tapes, $34.99 for the Scorpions Tokyo tapes, $34.99. The Lost Boys soundtrack, which is always tough to get. Red vinyl from Friday Music, $39.99. Kiss Off the Soundboard, $54.99. Kiss Off the Soundboard, $54.99. That is a 2LP, and that is from 1977. That is the most recent one. And the Labyrinth soundtrack, which I think the night I showed these back in September, a lot of people didn't realize that, or maybe a lot of people didn't see them, but this was... This is $28.99. Chris Micah says he needs to pass on Andy Taylor from earlier. Okay, one more flip through this bin. We have George Harrison, live in Japan, $44.99. Several of those available. Velvet Revolver's $48.99. Tears for Fears is $41.99. Testament, $37.99. The Archies is $32.99. The B-52 is $38.99. The Police is $49.99. Quiet Riot, $37.99. Queensryche, $38.99. Rage Against the Machine, $29.99. Ram Jam, $38.99. Rancid, $24.99. Troublemaker. Red Hot Chili Peppers, $37.99. Reservoir Dogs is $38.99. Scorpions, Tokyo Tapes, that's part of that 50th anniversary set, $34.99. Lost Boys is $39.99. Kiss is $54.99. And Pete W. wants a Lambert. If anybody else wants it, it's good to go. Chad Kerfoot says, I'll take Andy Taylor. So change Chris Micah, Andy Taylor to Chad Kerfoot, Andy Taylor. Anybody want anything in here? Speak now or anytime tonight. It will be available. It will be available. Let me see what we got here. Boy, that's a big box set. All right, let's see what we have here. Oh, Paul Brothers wants a Red Hot Chili Peppers. We'll pull one of those for Paul Brothers. Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Crate of vintage, and then we'll do a crate of on sale new vinyl. First record is going to be an auction. Duran Duran Notorious. Really clean copy. Vinyl is near mint minus. It has the original inner sleeve, as you just seen. It does have a punch hole where it was a cutout. That's a $25 start. Duran Duran Notorious. $25 start on that. New vintage stuff, never shown before. This is stuff that's been in a collection for 50 years. Never has probably been resold to the public in a long time. Jerry Lee Lewis, Killer Country, $9.99. Kyle Morgan's at $25 on Duran Duran. Bob Geldof, Deep in the Heart of Nowhere, $19.99. America, self-titled, $19.99. Great album. Green Warner Brothers label. Wow, that's very nice. $19.99 for America. Andy Gibbs, Greatest Hits, is $14.99. Stevie Nicks, The Wild Heart, OG copy of that, $19.99. Mandy Patinkin, maybe. That is $14.99. Janet Jackson, appears to be self-titled, $24.99. Let me check that. Yeah, Janet Jackson, self-titled, $24.99. Michael Massey, first on Bob Geldof. Alice Lowry on Andy Gibbs, That's sold to Alice Lowry. Kenny Heathcock on SN, Stevie Nicks, and Aaron Gardner on Janet Jackson. Those are all sold. Duran Duran. Kyle Morgan has that for $25, going twice, going 3 times. Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town, $19.99. Bruce Springsteen, The River, is $29.99. Jackson 5 Christmas album. Wow, Jackson 5 Christmas album. This is... I was making sure this wasn't signed by one of them. What's that say? Glenn Powell. Well, it's definitely not a Jackson. $24.99. Jackson 5, that's just somebody's name. $24.99. All this Atlanta stuff, I'm like, wait a minute. Is that really signed? That's definitely not signatures. That was part of the cover, but I'm like, wait a minute. Did Michael Jackson sign this? $24.99. Craig says that is pronounced Patikin. Patikin. That was this guy right here. Mandy Patikin. Spencer put Princess Bride, as he was in that film. Thank you, Ed. Spencer says Indigo Montoya. Chris Kirkley's at 27 on Duran Duran. Chris Kirkley's at 27 on Duran Duran. Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5, $24.99. Blue Oyster Cult, Spectres is what I've always said, or Spectres. Blue Oyster Cult, $19.99. The Sun Story Volume 4, Roy Orbison, $14.99. Pure Prairie League, Can't Hold Back. That has Vince Gill on vocals, $14.99. And Pure Prairie League, Bustin' Out, the classic one that has Amy and all those great songs on it. Kyle Morgan's at 32 on Duran Duran. Michael Murphy, Blue Sky Night Thunder, that has Wildfire on it, $14.99. Yes, Tormato is $14.99. Yes, Tales from Topographic Oceans is $29.99. Spyro Gyra Collection, $19.99. Oh, was that his name in The Princess Bride, Indigo Montoya? Okay, yeah, that's from, yeah, I kind of know that pop culture reference. Carol Puckett on X. Roy. X. What was that, Carol? EXR, maybe Roy. Maybe just Roy, and the X got accidentally put in there. Settled out to Carol Puckett. Weather Report, $14.99, Tail Spinning. Weather Report Self-Titled, $14.99. Weather Report Black Market, $14.99. Weather Report Mr. Gone is $14.99. And WFOX 97 FM Atlanta Classic Hits. How fitting, from Atlanta Collection, Volume 2. This is $9.99. Three Dog Night, Joy to the World, Love and Spoonful, Do You Believe in Magic? I Think We're Alone Now, Tommy James, California Dreamings, Good Lovin', Cherish, Kiss Him Goodbye, My Guy, House of the Rising Sprung, and Expressway to Your Heart. Wow, that's a good compilation for $9.99. Atlanta Classic Hits Volume 2. Chris Micus on, wait a second. So, Carol Puckett got Roy Orbison. Jeff McMaster on Weather Report. Jeff, you got a lot to pick from. Mr. Gone, Black Market, Self-Titled, or Tail Spinning. Those are your pick, Jeff. Next, I've got Chris Kirkley at 33 on Duran Duran. Chris Micus put Bob. Let me know what that was. If it's Bob Geldof, that's already sold. Alan Jonathan gets the Hits compilation. Chris Micus on Andy. Chris, you may be behind. You're claiming stuff that's already sold. You may want to make sure your feed is live right now. And Burt Jordan, you were second on the Atlanta Hits. Kyle's out on Duran Duran, so Chris Kirkley has that for 33. That's going once, going twice to him. And then we're just waiting to see which of the Weather Reports Jeff McMaster wants. Bruce Springsteen live box set. This is 5 LPs and it includes the booklet, $49.99. Bruce Springsteen live, 75 to 85. Bruce Springsteen Dancing in the Dark, $14.99. And In Loving Memories, the Jerry Lee Lewis Gospel album, $9.99. Jerry Lee Lewis. Sherry, it looks like you were fourth on the Atlanta Hits compilation. This next thing is $99.99. Atlantic Rhythm and Blues, 1947 to 1974. Wow, look at all that. Is this like the complete set? It is. Volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 LPs. The Atlantic Rhythm and Blues box set. That is $99.99. Kenny Heathcock gets the Jerry Lee Lewis Gospel album. I've never seen that complete box set. Grand Funk Railroad, Grand Funk Lives, $19.99. The Bob Crew Orchestra plays the Four Seasons hits, $9.99. Get Dancing, hot hits to get you moving. Mickey, Tony Basil, Jump to It, Aretha Franklin, Pointer Sisters, Evelyn King, Cool and the Gang, Let's Go Dancing. Gloria, Laura Branigan, $14.99. Rock hits of the 50s on its 25th anniversary. Teddy Bears, Johnny Preston, Gene Vincent, Bobby Freeman, Chantel's The Olympics, Richie Valens. That is $9.99. K-Tel 20 Power Hits. K-Tel 20 Power Hits, $19.99. And the last record of this bin is American Graffiti. 41 original tracks, American Graffiti. That is $19.99. Okay, first we've got Kenny Heathcock got the Jerry Lee Lewis Gospel. Guy Goodman gets the Atlantic box set. That's sold to Guy Goodman. Price on Pure Prairie League. There's two in here. Amy was $24.99, or excuse me, Bustin' Out. And then Can't Hold Back is $14.99. Laura Branigan tracks. Laura Branigan does not have an album here. Laura Branigan is on this K-Tel compilation featuring Gloria. That is $14.99 if you want it, Grant. PW takes the K-Tel Power Hits. And Jeff McMaster wants Tail Spinning and Black Market on the Weather Report. Okay, those are sold to Jeff McMaster. Let's go back through that crate. Wow, that box set took a big chunk out of there. Like selling 7 LPs at once. Let's go back through that crate. Jerry Lee Lewis, Killer Country, $9.99. America, self-titled. Ed, what's the alternate cover on this one? Does it not have... What?
First one name is
not
listed on the original, and it was on the record.
Okay. Is it on the label or on the cover?
It's on the label. It wasn't on the cover.
Okay. This is on the cover, too. Yeah, I think the true first pressings of this doesn't have a horse with no name on the back. Ed brought that to my attention a few months ago. But that's still a really nice copy, $19.99. Greg Rogers wants the Bustin' Out. This one right here. Sell that to Greg Rogers, Pure Prairie League. Tyler Bond wants the BOC Spectres. We're going to sell that to Tyler Bond. So America still... I love that first track. It's called Riverside. Yeah, that's a great one. $19.99. Mandy Patikin, or whatever we said earlier, $14.99. Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town, $19.99. Bruce Springsteen, The River, $29.99. The Jackson 5 Christmas album, OG, is still available. Like Stacy said, someone should get it. We don't get that one too often. That's an original. And then we have a Jackson 5 Greatest Hits, $24.99. I Want You Back, I'll Be There, ABC, I Gotta Be There, Dancing Machine, that's $24.99. Can't Hold Back, Pure Prairie League, that's Vince Gill, $14.99. And MMM, Triple M is sold to Clay Moore, Michael Martin Murphy. Alice wants Mandy P, that's sold to Alice Lowry. Chris Micus, I see your test comment. I think you're live now. You were a little behind earlier. Yes, Tormato, $14.99. Tales from Topographic Oceans, $29.99. Spyro Gyra Collection. I have never seen this one. It must be like a greatest hits. Spyro Gyra, $19.99. I may keep that if no one buys it. I like listening to their music. It's great. It's great music. Weather Report, self-titled. That's one I don't think I see as often as I do the others in here. And Mr. Gone. Those are both $14.99. The Bruce Springsteen box set is $49.99. Bruce Springsteen Dancing in the Dark is $14.99. Grand Funk Lives was $19.99. The Bob Crew Orchestra, $9.99. A K-Tel record is still available. Get Dancing, $14.99. Luther Vandross is on here. Jermaine Jackson. I like Gloria. Rock Hits of the 50s is $9.99. And American Graffiti is still available, $19.99. What's up for auction? Nothing is up for auction right now because I meant to sell this a long time ago to Chris Kirkley. Chris Kirkley, you get Duran Duran for $33. Right now, there's no auctions. I'm about to go grab some stuff behind the counter. I got to go get a new crate, and I've got to grab some new auction stuff, and we will have some of that ready. I also need to grab some of our new Funkos and show those if you get a free moment in time, Tanner. I got some country stuff here that we just got in. Yeah, we'll show that in just a second. Yeah. If anybody missed it earlier, we surprisingly have a Keith Whitley that did not get a bid. Where's Brandon Sanders at? He would be like so mad right now. $124.99, which is like a lot less than what we have it stickered, or less than we have it stickered. Depends on what you mean by a lot. Wolves Council wants the weather report self-titled. Sell that to Wolves Council. The Jackson Christmas album is $24.99. Show the Funkos. I'm going to bring those over in just a second. Let me go grab that crate of on-sale new vinyl. On-sale new vinyl. I've got 2 crates of it left. And it's right here. I need to get this stuff over here. I can start putting some of this up for auction. I forgot about this stuff. I got an autographed Steve Perry album. Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah, I'll grab some of that in just a second. Let me see what's in here. Okay. Yeah, I'll come back for that stuff. Or, Seth, if you could be so kind and bring me that white box. If you could do anything for me tonight, that would be top priority. Man, we got it tight in here. We got so many carts and crates, I can't hardly walk through here. All right. Must be Atlanta night, yeah. Wolves Council said, thanks. Guess I'm not on. Tried both. You are on. You are on. I can see you. Okay, this is a new, it's the other Iron Maiden. Wow, we got a bunch of them. It's this one right here. Let me show this one first. I got a lot of restocks too. This is a new one. Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. The Somewhere in Time 80. $14.99. Now here's how we do our Funkos. It's still under the same combined shipping. I told Doug this week though, try to combine these in the same box. If for some reason, we sell some stuff sometimes it's like big and odd shaped, I will try my best to get it in the same box. But you know, like if we ever sell you a turntable or something gigantic, just so you know, there's some extra shipping charges, but usually we put all this in here, you know, same shipping charge. We try to get in the same box. Sometimes we have to ship them separate, which if we do that, we pretty much don't make any money on these. And we try our best, though, to get it in the main box to do $7 shipping. But if you ever buy a turntable or something gigantic from us or something that can't fit in a box of your albums, we may have to charge an extra $5, $7 in shipping. And it probably still will cost more than that. But just so you know, these are still part of your $7 unlimited shipping, though. Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. Sell that one to Stephen Roberts. This is a new one. This technically came out this week. I think those technically drop on Tuesdays. That one sold to Steve Roberts. Chris Micus, is that Freddie? Okay, and then here's 2 older ones. This is the one from a few weeks ago, Seventh Son 80. Seventh Son 80. That one's $14.99. And then part of the Seinfeld collection, I've never had this one. Part of the Seinfeld collection, Yev Kassem, which is the Soup Nazi. I've never had that one. It's $14.99. I also got Kramer, Elaine, Jerry, Newman, and George. I still got, no, I don't have any George. George is gone. That is $14.99. $14.99. What's that, Seth? Yeah, that right there you're holding is, yeah. Okay. Brandon Jackson wants a Somewhere in Time 80, which is that new one, that one right there. We need 2 more of those. We need one for Brandon Jackson and we need one for Fred Wink. And then Brandon Jackson wants the Seventh Son. Seventh Son. Okay, so yeah, Yev Kassem. That one is $14.99. All right, let me show some records and I'll get to the other ones in just a second. No Soup for You, that's right. Brandon Jackson got a Seventh Son. And Stephen Roberts says he'll take the other Iron Maiden too. Yeah, so we got 2 new Iron Maidens. Here's the new one for this week, Somewhere in Time. And we also got Seventh Son. There's other ones coming out as well. We haven't pre-ordered. Seventh Son and Somewhere in Time. Those are the new Funko Pop Iron Maidens. So we sold one to Stephen Roberts, Brandon Jackson, Fred Wink, Brandon Jackson, Stephen Roberts. Okay, $19.99. Let me make sure I'm in the right crate. No, this is, yeah, these are just restocks and some stuff that I'm low stock on. Yeah, this is just a refresher, okay? Some new vinyl, probably stuff you hadn't seen before. I'll get the other on sale crate in just a second. This is stuff that, let me make sure. Yeah, this is all just you may or may not know we had it in stock. And a lot of it is one copy left. Like this is my last copy of Creed Human Clay, $33.99 from Kraft, 2LP. Creed Human Clay, big album by them. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, $29.99. New sealed remaster of that, $29.99. The Beatles Yellow Submarine is $33.99. Let me get my camera back fixed. The Beatles Yellow Submarine. I put like 5 of these up in the bin up front, in our Beatles bin, and they were all gone. So we've been selling a lot of these in the store. Not an easy original record to find. That's a new sealed remaster, $33.99. Clint Howard wants Creed. I'll put that right there. Chuck Wilson wants CSN. Some of these I've got multiples of these. That was my only copy of Creed. Luke Mitchell, you were second. That was my only copy. I've got plenty of Crosby, Stills, and Nash. The Beatles Yellow Submarine remastered, new and sealed, $33.99. Black Sabbath Volume 4, my last copy of the $28.99. $28.99. The Black Crowes is $27.99. Shake Your Moneymaker. The Black Crowes Shake Your Moneymaker, 30th anniversary. The bins were empty. I have about 5 that was on our back wall. Black Crowes, $27.99. And Black Sabbath is $28.99. Looking for the Freddie Mercury Funko. Those are kind of tough to get. There's a new one coming out, though. It's him with the Flash Gordon artwork. We will have those on Monday. Fred Wink on BC. That's Black Crowes. And Clint Howard wants a Black Crowes. I've got more of these. I've got like 5 left, and they're currently out of stock right now. Those are sold and sold. Let's see the Peter Frampton sign. None of the autographs are going to be for sale until I officially tell everybody when they're going to be put up for auction. Peter Frampton, man, there's like 5 crates back there. After we get them all together. There's 3 crates right now, but I bet if after we go through them, we can probably fill up 5 crates. So, Freddie Mercury is a tough Funko to find. Black Sabbath, $28.99. This is Blackstone Cherry. Music on vinyl. Blackstone Cherry. Limited of 2,500 gold-colored copies. $38.99. Blackstone Cherry. We have Blind Melon Soup, $37.99. Blind Melon Soup, $37.99. And the Offspring Smash, $23.99. I'm down to 2 copies of that. Blind Melon Soup and Blackstone Cherry. And that is limited and numbered on gold vinyl, $38.99. Blackstone Cherry, Blind Melon, and Offspring. I got a restock of John Lennon, Funko Pop, and Eddie Van Halen. These are $14.99. John Lennon and Eddie Van Halen. Funko Pop John Lennon, Funko Pop Eddie Van Halen. I can tell you why I like Funkos more than Beanie Babies is because they're actual things. They're real people. They're characters are officially licensed. John Lennon and Eddie Van Halen. Let me just put those right there. Okay. Offspring, David Bowie. This is David Bowie. This is technically Space Oddity, self-titled, $30.99. This is technically the UK version, though. David Bowie, $30.99. I call it the Space Oddity label. Let's see. Still can't believe. Dolly is coming. They were releasing 2 Dollys. They're doing one with her and an album cover, and they're doing one where she's just by herself. Fred Wink on John Lennon. Fred Wink got the John Lennon Funko Pop. Eddie Van Halen is our all-time bestseller. I ordered a factory case, which was 36 of these, and before that I ordered 2 or 3. And I was like, man, I'll never be able to sell all these. And we sold them very quickly. Jared McLaughlin wants one, so I ordered another 6 of them. Sherry Darnell wants a John Lennon Funko. We got another one of those, so sell that to Sherry Darnell. David Bowie. We've got Cheap Trick at Budokan. This is the complete concert. Music on vinyl, 2LP, $44.99. Greg Rogers wants a Shake Your Moneymaker. Tanner, I'm out in this bin. We have more on the back wall, though. Shake Your Moneymaker. Greg, I will put you down for one of those. This is an awesome sounding recording. This is the Church Starfish. This is 100% all analog, 2LP expanded edition, ultra quiet, pressed at RTI, all analog, the Church Starfish, $50.99. Cinderella, Long Cold Winter, $39.99. Clutch, self-titled, $37.99. Coldplay Parachutes is $30.99. Coldplay Viva La Vida is $36.99. And I forgot we had these. Corrosion of Conformity, Deliverance. Long got a print on vinyl. I think this was the first time they actually repressed it from 1994. $41.99. Corrosion of Conformity. Corrosion of Your Conformity. Here we go. Rob Halford from Judas Priest and Tupac Shakur. Those are $14.99. Judas Priest, Rob Halford, and then Tupac. Those are $14.99. Nobody wants a Yev Kassem to complete your Seinfeld collection. If you want a Kramer, Jerry, or a Lane or Newman, we've got those. For some reason, George outsold everybody. I guess a lot of people can relate to George a lot more than a lot of people. Price on Blackstone Cherry. Blackstone Cherry is $38.99. Blackstone Cherry is $38.99. Fred Wink takes a Tupac. I've got multiples of these if anybody else wants one. Corrosion of Conformity, Wise Blood. Wise Blood is $46.99. That's 2 LP. That was out of stock forever. And I've got 2 copies of Ace Frehley, $33.99. New and sealed. Perfect copies. I think his artwork is the best, by the way. I think it's the best of the albums, too. Cracker, Kerosene Hat. That one's missing a hop sticker. They're both missing hop stickers. This is actually, yeah, I can't tell you the information, but that's music on vinyl. $44.99. Cracker, Kerosene Hat, $44.99. Foreigner, Live at the Rainbow, 1978. Foreigner, Live at the Rainbow, 1978. That's a 2 LP live show from Foreigner, $41.99. Jerry Garcia. I have those back ordered, but I've never had them. I've never had those. Beast Smoker Barbecue wants an Ace Frehley. So that's the Beast Smoker. King Diamond Abigail on Cobalt Blue Vinyl, $30.99. Grim Reaper, See You in Hell, $37.99. Michael Jackson Thriller, $28.99. Jane's Addiction, Ritual D. Low Habitual. That is 30th anniversary double LP on Pearl Vinyl. That is colored vinyl, $35.99. Kings of Leon, Youth and Young Manhood, $37.99. King Crimson, Lark's Tongue and Aspic, $27.99. Well, that seems like a good price. Charlie Brown, Christmas, Green Vinyl, $28.99. Megadeth is $37.99. Killing Is My Business. Megadeth, 2 copies of that left. And then we have Metal Church, self-titled, and Metal Church, Blessing in the Skies. Those are $38.99. J. Parr wants a Thriller. I've got like 20 copies of these in stock if anybody wants one. Chris Micus wants a Jane's Addiction. Nathan Myers wants the Kings of Leon. And one more time through this bin. And let me show you a couple new Funkos. This is one I didn't know they made. Chris Stapleton, $14.99. And we have Otto Hightower from the new House of Dragon. This is a new release. I think this has a street date of this week. Day of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, House of Dragon. Otto Hightower, $14.99. And Chris Stapleton is also $14.99. All the Funkos are $14.99. Excuse me. Nathan Myers does not want Kings of Leon. He wants King Crimson. Let me swap those out. That's sold to Nathan Myers. Stephen Roberts wants a Megadeth. And price on David Bowie Space Oddity, $30.99. $30.99. Let me go through that crate one more time. This was a recap of some new vinyl when I was pulling stuff to do on sale. I was like, I don't need to put this stuff on sale. It's too good of titles. But there's probably a lot of people that don't know we have them though. So Beatles Yellow Submarine, $33.99. Black Sabbath Volume 4, $28.99. Blackstone Cherry, $38.99. That is the limited and numbered colored vinyl. Blind Melon Soup, $37.99. Offspring Smash. That has all their hits on it. Like Self-Esteem and Got to Keep Them Separated. Those are just $23.99. David Bowie, $30.99. Cheap Trick at Budokan, the complete concert, $44.99. Church is $50.99. Cinderella, $39.99. Coldplay, $30.99. That has the hit song Yellow on it. And then Clutch, self-titled, $37.99. Coldplay Viva La Vida, that features that song, $36.99. COC, $41.99. And COC Wise Blood, $46.99. Robert Johnson wants an Offspring. Kiss, last copy of Ace Frehley. Well, we may have one more in the Kiss bin. It's $33.99. Cracker, $44.99. Foreigner, $41.99. King Diamond Abigail, $30.99. Yes, Ace is the 180 gram. Ace is the 180 gram 2014 reissue. Grim Reaper, $37.99. Michael Jackson Thriller, $28.99. Jane's Addiction, $36.99. Charlie Brown Christmas, green vinyl, $28. Megadeth is $37. Kings of Leon, $37.99. And then the Two Metal Church, last copy. Some of those are like the last copies, and they're probably not available to order right now. Do you have all the Kiss solos? Not at the moment. I think the Paul Stanley, for some reason, is difficult to get. I'm pretty sure we have Peter, Ace, and Gene in stock as of this very second, but don't hold me to that. Yes, $7. If you're buying records, yeah, everything's $7. What I was trying to say earlier is we may sell, sometimes we show stuff, like I got some other collectibles to show y'all, and they may not be able to fit on that. Steve Boxford wants the Ace Frehley, but I will definitely let you know, or we'll message you later. Or like when I've sold some turntables on here live. It's been a while. We do have 2 new Audio-Technica turntables. I don't have them ready for tonight though. But I'll be like, yeah, this isn't $7 shipping on this giant turntable. It'll be like at cost. So what we usually do is we pack it, or actually we'll keep it in the factory box, and then we'll just charge you whatever it charges us. Steve Boxford got the Ace Frehley. Michael Jackson MoFi should be here tomorrow. Once again, my order with that distributor was so huge, my credit card was declined because of the daily spending limit. He emailed me. I didn't see it. I had to call the bank. I had to raise, it's actually my debit card. I had to raise my spending limit. He got it cleared, and he got them shipped, and they're scheduled to be delivered UPS here tomorrow. I will have those. Chris Stapleton sold to Kenny Heathcock. Which Kings of Leon album is that price one more time? Youth and Young Manhood, $37.99. William Lee Murray, The Metal Churches are $38.99. Self-titled and Blessing in Disguise. New crate of vintage. First, I got a couple what we kind of call high-end country albums here that are not easy to get. The first one is Randy Travis, High Lonesome, $74.99. This is from 1991. 1991. Randy Travis, High Lonesome, $74.99. Beautiful, clean copy. Randy Travis, High Lonesome. That is $74.99. I'm going to lay that right back there. Let me grab this next crate of new vintage stuff. Another interesting crate of records. I see some what I call instant sellers in here. Whoa. Those are definitely going up for auction. Hadn't seen those in a while. The last one that came through, I was like, yeah, I probably should keep that, and I didn't, and now I'm going to sell this one too. I'll show it to y'all in about 30 seconds. Let me see what else. Wow, there's a couple blues albums in here too. I see lots of stuff in here, but we can't auction it all. We got a lot more to get through tonight, including that last crate of on sale new vinyl. You talking about appraisals collection? No more. No, that I do have more. We just have more crate of vintage to sell. We have more crates of vintage to sell. All right, let's go through this. All right, let me kind of clear the table here of Funkos so I can create some room. One more time, Yev Kassem, the Soup Nazi from Seinfeld. That is $14.99. Let me lay these. I'm just going to put them in this crate right here. I've got Rob Halford. Rob Halford is $14.99. I've got 2 of those. Otto Hightower from Game of Thrones. That's part of that series if you're collecting all those. That one's $14.99. And then this is the newest of the new Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time Eddie. They're doing all this different Eddies. That's from the Somewhere in Time. Hey, there they are. I don't know if those have already come out, but we have Seventh Son and Somewhere in Time. I don't know if Live After Death or Knights of the Dead are out yet. Those may be coming. So I don't know. $14.99 for all of you Iron Maiden fanatics. We showed Randy Travis, High Lonesome, for $74.99. And then I'm going to put this Prodigy album back in the crate. That's a new release from tonight. Prodigy is $34.99. And then I've also showed Keith Whitley, Don't Close Your Eyes, for $124.99. Let me just put those up there. I got more country records I'll mix in just a second. Dropkick Murphy's new album. I ordered 2 more copies last night. If you want on that waiting list, see William Pop, just let me know, and I will put you on that waiting list. I also have some Japanese stuff here to go ahead and get rolling since we don't have anything Well, I take that back. I just pulled this stuff out the auction. Let me put it up first. Ah, the Pretty in Pink soundtrack. Pretty in Pink soundtrack on brown translucent vinyl. Boy, that's strange. Yeah, it is. Brown translucent vinyl. You got to hold it up to the light. Well, that's a mint copy. That must be like on high quality virgin vinyl for it to be like that. Pretty in Pink soundtrack, $35 start. By the way, if anybody wants to go ahead and claim one of these, coming in stock, I don't know if they'll be here tomorrow, but there's 2 new big soundtrack albums that got restocked this week that I have ordered that just got shipped. The Breakfast Club and Pretty Woman. Yeah, Pretty Woman. Those will probably be in the anywhere between $26.99 or $33.99. If you want one of those, go ahead and let me know now. I ordered several of both. I didn't want to order a ton, but I know how hard and how in demand the Breakfast Club soundtrack is, and I hadn't seen Pretty Woman in stock in quite some time. So if you want to go ahead and claim one of those, they'll be somewhere between 26 and 33, you know. So Pretty in Pink. Daniel says that's on the Quiets vinyl. Yeah, that looks very nice. Walt Cruz is in on that at $35. That's not an easy one to get. And here's the one I can't remember if I've kept one of these or not. The Caddyshack soundtrack. Wow, this is a white label promo. This would be one to keep, but it's going up for auction. Caddyshack soundtrack. Really nice, clean copy. That is a $20 start. Caddyshack soundtrack. $20 start on that. White label promo. Very nice copy. Near mint. And Pretty in Pink is at $35. Go ahead and put Walt Cruz down for a Breakfast Club soundtrack. Anybody else? And then Pretty Woman. I hadn't seen one of those in a while. Okay. Let's get started here with this new crate. Disco Heat. TV Records. This is actually 2 LPs. TV Records, $19.99. That's a compilation. 20 original hits. Fun Rock. Don Kirshner. Don Kirshner, Fun Rock, $12.99. Louis Armstrong's Greatest Hits, $14.99. Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love, $19.99. Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run, $19.99. Aretha Franklin, Who's Zooming Who, $19.99. The Pick of Dionne Warwick, must be a compilation, $14.99. Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation, that is $49.99. Spud McKenzie's Party Faves. Hey, Spud McKenzie from Bud Light, $24.99. Janet Jackson Control, $24.99. Update on these soundtracks. Pretty in Pink, we had a $35 bid, and I haven't seen another one. Nope, no bid. So Walt Cruz has that for $35. Going once, going twice. That's on the Quiets vinyl. Caddyshack, we have 25, 25, 30, 30, 20, 35, 25, 40, and 39. Next new comment was, make sure I didn't miss any claims in there, Robert Johnson on L.A. That was Louis Armstrong. Robert Johnson on Louis Armstrong. Next was Pam Dickens. Mia Willis on J.J. Janet Jackson. Jay Parr on Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. Chris Mikas on Sound. Oh, no, that says Spud. Chris Mikas on Spud. Spud McKenzie compilation. Mia Willis on I've already got you down for Rhythm Nation. That was JJ. Greg Waits on Control. No, maybe that was for, yeah, okay. Greg gets Janet Jackson Control for sure. That goes to Greg Waits. Michael McCarter, you were second. Mike Cochran, you were second on Spud. And Jill Berry, it's already sold. So updates on these auctions. We have Caddyshack at $39. We have Caddyshack at $39. And Pretty in Pink is final call. Walt Cruz has that for $35. Walt Cruz has that for $35. Okay, God Rest Ye Merry Jazzmen. That is $9.99. Dexter Gordon. I see McCoy Tyner. Jimmy Heath. Percy Heath. That is $9.99. A jazz portrait of Frank Sinatra by the Oscar Peterson Trio. $29.99. And B.B. King, Lucille Talks Back. Lucille was the name of his guitar. That is a white label promo. Never seen that one for $29.99. Had Caddy at 40 for that. Chris Micus is at 40. That's correct. Chris Micus is at 40 on Caddyshack. 40 on Caddyshack with Chris Micus. Robert Johnson, first to the Jazzmen. That's sold to Robert Johnson. Dick, 40 above me. Yes. So, yes, he has that for 40. My bad. All right, let's go ahead and sell Pretty in Pink. I'm kind of surprised I didn't get any other bids. Walt Cruz got that for $35. Jill Berry gets BB King. And the next soundtrack, which it's finally good to actually see the complete album, because we usually see singles of this. This is the Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack. Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack. Gold stamp promo on the back, near mint. Tracks by Bobby Brown, Run DMC, Elton John, New Edition, James J.T. Taylor, Oingo Boingo, New Edition, Howard Huntsberry, Dougie Fresh. That is a $30 start, Ghostbusters 2. I don't know if I've ever had, but maybe 1 or 2 copies of that. Final Call on Caddyshack. Chris has that for $40, going twice, going 3 times. Includes That's All Right, Kenny Loggins. On that. Any Way You Want It by Journey. Yeah, that's on there. Something on Your Mind. Okay. BB King, There Must Be a Better World Somewhere. BB King is $19.99. Chick Corea, The Mad Hatter. Chick Corea is $19.99. Tom Robinson, Hope and Glory. Tom Robinson, $19.99. Janet Jackson, Escapade. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. $14.99. XTC, Skylarkin, $34.99. Incense and Peppermints, The Strawberry Alarm Clock. This is a French pressing. Wow. Let's say this looks wild looking. $79.99. Stateside label, French pressing of Strawberry Alarm Clock, Incense and Peppermints, $79.99. Ying V. Malmsteen's Rising Force, $34.99. What is this? One Man's Queen is Another Man's Sweat Hog. That is on AFCO Embassy label. That's in shrink wrap. Says promo copy. $79.99. It's a wild looking cover. $79.99. Paul Brothers is at $35 on Ghostbusters. Josh Duvall on Doc, and that auto-corrected. He wanted XTC. Kevin Squires on Strawberry Alarm Clock. Sell that to Kevin Squires. Let's go ahead and sell Chris Micus Caddyshack for $40. And Paul Brothers is at $35 on Ghostbusters. Going twice, going 3 times. The Mothers of Invention. Weasels Ripped My Flesh. $69.99. That's a nice looking cover from how I'm nice album overall. Mothers of Invention, $69.99. The Hard Ride. Is this sealed? It is. The Hard Ride soundtrack, sealed, $29.99. Medicine Ball Caravan. Music from the motion picture. Alice Cooper, B.B. King, Young Bloods, Doug Kershaw. White label promo. Wow, $24.99. Medicine Ball Caravan, $24.99. Looks like another biker movie. I've never seen that one. The Cynics. Rock and Roll, $34.99. The Cynics, Rock and Roll, $34.99. Janet Jackson, sold to Troy Robinson. Josh Duvall on MOI. That was maybe an autocorrect from NBC. Maybe, Josh, or was it MOI? Mothers of Invention. Okay, Mothers of Invention, the Josh Duvall. Fred Wink gets the Medicine Ball Caravan. Got it. Ghostbusters 2 is sold to Paul Brothers for $35. That's sold to Paul Brothers. 3 o'clock, Susie's on the Ball Now, $14.99. The original soundtrack album, Blow Up, $79.99. Wow. Music composed, conducted, and played by Herbie Hancock. Herbie Hancock. That is $79.99. Johnny Taylor, In Control, $19.99. XTC, some singles. This one is $34.99. XTC Waxworks, some singles. It has some scuffs on it right there, but other than that, this is XTC Waxworks, $34.99. Let's see, weight, sweat hog price. Luke, that was 79. Yeah, that's by weight. That's the name of the artist. Thank you. I was trying to figure that one out. $79.99. Chris Micah's first to XCC. Tanner, that one is $34.99. Robert Johnson was second. Walt Cruz was third. Josh Duvall was fourth. And Chad is the Yingwei Metter. They look pretty much the same. They're both from that same collection. Yeah, these are both like the Yingweis we had last night and this one. They're pristine. They're pristine. Rufus Thomas, Grown Prince of Dance, $34.99. America's Newest Dance Craze, The Jerk by The Larks, $24.99. Robin Williams, never seen that one, $14.99. What's the name of the album? I can't make it out. Throbbing Python of Love, Robin Williams. That is $14.99. Tell Him, America's #1 hit, The Exciters, $64.99. Wow, some of this I've only ever seen pictures of. This is like one of those records they put in a price guide catalog that you never see ever. Here's a prime example, The Exciters. That's an extremely nice copy too. $64.99. Chris Micah's on Robin Williams. Let me grab some of those Japanese pressings I was mentioning earlier. That I think there's some stuff in here we've never got to. And then there may be some stuff that we're going to re-auction at a reduced price. Let me find some of those. I know there's a Duran Duran in here, and maybe this Simon and Garfunkel. Yeah, let me grab these two. Okay. This is Duran Duran Arena. We showed this the other night, I'm pretty sure. Has this, it's complete with the insert booklet. Insert, it's got two inserts, a booklet and a Duran Duran sticker. Last time I said a $45 start. We'll put this up for a $35 start. Duran Duran Arena. This is complete. Two inserts, booklet, and this very cool sticker. $35 start on that. And Simon and Garfunkel, the Graduate soundtrack, also near mint with Obi. No insert with this one, and it may not came with one. I don't know. The vinyl is near mint though. $30 start. I think last time we said a $40 start. $30 start on Simon and Garfunkel, the Graduate soundtrack. Walt Cruz says, I'll take the Cynics if it's still available. The Cynics is sold to Walt Cruz. Michael McCarter said, country. Are you asking about the country records from earlier? I'm about to show another one in just a second. I've got 3 more over here. They're higher end country records. I'll show those in just a second. I've already showed Keith Whitley and Randy Travis, which can't believe didn't sell. Jeff McIntosh is at $35 on Duran Duran. So is John Stevens and Josh Duvall. Terms of Endearment soundtrack, $19.99. We have, let me tell you the price first, $24.99. Folkways Records, Blues Harp by Tony Little Son Glover. Blues Harp, $24.99. Josh Duvall's at $40 on the Duran Duran. The Enigma Variations 2, $34.99. This is a compilation. The Dead Milkmen, TSOL, Plan 9, Mojo Nixon and Skip Roper. Game Theory, SSQ, $34.99. Robert Johnson on the Blues Harp, the Enigma Variations 2. Beatles songs. This is $24.99. This is a covers album, Beatles songs. The Beatles Talk Down Under is $19.99. The Doobie Brothers self-titled. The Doobie Brothers self-titled is $19.99. The Doobie Brothers self-titled is $19.99. The Cream, John Lee Hooker, gold stamp promo, $39.99. The Cream, John Lee Hooker. Chris Micah's on the Enigma compilation. So up for auction is Duran Duran. Jeff McIntosh is now at $42. Complete near mint copy, Japanese pressing, and we're still looking for a $30 start on the Graduate. Axel Horn, first on John Lee Hooker. Josh Duvall's at $45 on Duran Duran. That's the, speaking of another Doobie Brothers album we don't get too often. That one right there. Will the Circle Be Unbroken? I recognized it from the back of the cover. $39.99. And last record in this crate, actually there's two. We have Ultimate Spinach. Ultimate Spinach, $49.99. And then this David Bowie is $99.99. This is a David Bowie set of 7-inch picture disc, singles picture disc. $99.99. Complete set in the original binder book. David Bowie. How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 of them. That is $99.99. David Bowie. Okay. Let me put this back in here. John Lee Hooker went to Axel Horn. Brent Rabley was second. Josh Duvall's at 45 on Duran Duran. Brent Rabley was first at the Doobies. And Jill Berry, it's already sold. Let's go back through that crate one more time. Ultimate Spinach songs. Just like Romeo and Juliet, Some Days You Just Can't Win, Daisy, Sincere, Eddie's Rush, Strange Life, Tragic Comedy, Reasons, Happiness Child, Backdoor Blues, The World Has Just Begun. Ultimate Spinach is $49.99. All right, if you want price on any of these, let me know. Disco Heat, I think that's the only compilation that, there's a couple in the other crate, but that's one of the only disco compilation that hadn't sold tonight. If anybody wants the Doobie Brothers, it's a $30 buy it now. That's about as cheap as that one's going to get before I maybe decide to keep it. And Duran Duran is on a final call. Josh Duvall's at $45. This is complete. Has 2 inserts, the book and the sticker. Josh has that for $45, going twice, going 3 times. Let me show a couple of these other country albums. This is Clint Black, Killin' Time, near mint copy, $59.99. Another country album that's never been reissued. Clint Black, Killin' Time, $59.99. $59.99. That is available. Nathan Myers is going to take the Graduate soundtrack. Tanner, that is $30. Clint Black, $59.99. Let's go ahead and sell Duran Duran to Josh Duvall for $45. And Jerry Pinnock wants Disco Heat. Jerry Pinnock wants Disco Heat. David Johnson, all the Doobie Brothers are sold. This record is this one's also $124.99. Keith Whitley, LA to Miami. Another record that's never been repressed, never been reissued. Keith Whitley, LA to Miami, near mint, anti-static sleeve, $124.99. Keith Whitley, LA to Miami. And this one is $49.99. It's George Strait. If you ain't loving, you ain't living. Near mint copy, $49.99. And if you missed the other ones, Don't Close Your Eyes is $124.99. And High Lonesome, Randy Travis, is $74.99. That one's from 1991. Those are our new arrival country high-end records. Don Kirshner's Fun Rock, Candyman, Green Tambourine, Simon Says, 1, 2, 3, Red Light, Locomotion, Woolly Bully, Sugar Sugar, Jingle Jangle, I'm a Believer. All those Don Kirshner songs, $12.99 on that. Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love is $19.99. Aretha Franklin, Who's Zooming Who, $19.99. Dionne Warwick, it's called The Pick Of. That's like a compilation, $14.99. A Jazz Portrait of Frank Sinatra, $29.99. That is the Oscar Peterson Trio. B.B. King, There Must Be a Better World Somewhere, $19.99. Chick Corea, The Mad Hatter, $19.99 on that. Tom Robinson, Hope and Glory, $19.99. The Wait, One Man's Queen, is $79.99. The Hard Ride soundtrack, that was sealed, $29.99. 3 o'clock, Susie's on the Ball Now. 3 o'clock is $14.99. Ultimate Spinach is $49.99. Jeff McMaster wants the Clint Black. Clint Black is gone, sold to Jeff McMaster. Still got Randy, Keith, George, and another Keith. Whitney Croy wants the Bowie Picture Disc Collection. That's a good decision. That's very cool. I've never seen one of those before. They're all really nice, too. Sell that to Whitney Croy. The Blow Up soundtrack, which is music by Herbie Hancock, $79.99. Johnny Taylor is $19.99. In Control, a pristine copy. Here's I can't believe this didn't sell. Yngwie's Odyssey, $34.99. Rufus Thomas, Never had seen that one before. $34.99 for Rufus Thomas. The Jerk by the Larks, $24.99. The Exciters is $64.99. Terms of Endearment soundtrack is $19.99. The Beatles songs is $24.99. The Beatles Talk Down Under, that's an interview from when they was in Australia, $19.99. And Will the Circle Be Unbroken, $39.99. LA to Miami is Top Country Grill. I know it. This is like one of the first nights we've never, ever sold a Keith Whitley album. Like ever. Ever. What condition is Yingwei? It is as good. I mean, it is. I mean, the corners don't even have dings. This is Steve Howe. This is near mint minus, cover and vinyl. Not even going to be, some people would say conservative VG plus or whatever. That's a near mint copy. $34.99. Okay, let me do that crate of on sale stuff. Steve Howe says I'll take it. Anybody else want anything in there? We have sold a lot of records tonight. We had a lot of pre-sale stuff from the flip videos in the group. We had a lot of new vinyl come in, all the Guns N' Roses. We'll have a big shipment tomorrow, hopefully with the Michael Jackson Thrillers. And I have a tub here. Let me show y'all some of the stuff that's in here if I can get it in here. And if y'all want me to put anything up for auction, kind of tonight is just getting started, right, Tanner? Let's see what we got here. This is some stuff from the Memphis collection that we hadn't processed yet. But if you see anything you want, especially on any of the stuff that's sealed, I can put it up for auction. And, you know, we'll go from there. Okay, let's see. Tony Bennett, some of this stuff. Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee, we'll just work back in later. The Coasters, Al Di Meola, Third World, Rads, Goat Whore, Gorhia, Smashing Pumpkins, and here is this. I've been trying to find this. Yes, this is, let's put this up for auction right now. Steve Perry Steve Perry Traces. This is autographed by Steve Perry. This was a, I'm not for sure, maybe, did it come through his website maybe? I wish I would have remembered what he told me. But this is autographed by Steve Perry, formerly of Journey, Traces. But what happened is they shipped the record separate. So it's a 2 LP record. It's a 2 LP record on colored vinyl. And then it has a slip mat. But that is called Steve Perry Traces. It is autographed. And I'll put that up for a $55 start. Yeah, this was an exclusive through his website. $55 start. Steve Perry Traces autographed. The vinyl is separate. It's sealed in like just separate jackets. Then you got the cover with the slip mat. Steve Perry Traces. That's a $55 start. Which Al Di Meola? It is Casino. Price on Gorhia. If we put anything up in here, it will be put up for auction. Okay, just so everybody knows. Everything. If you want me to put up something for auction, I will put it up for auction. Testament, Damnation and Formation. I think this is an OG Death magnetic based on the hype sticker, but don't hold me to that. It certainly looks like it too, from 2008. These sealed records, though, are hard to tell sometimes. Green Bullfrog, that's some kind of Richie Blackmore thing. And Justice for All, that's a new sealed remaster. So is Kill 'Em All. There is a sealed copy of the album by itself, not autographed. Art Blakey, Thin Lizzy, that's a reissue. We have Destruction, Cult, She Sells Sanctuary. We'll put that up for auction right now. Sodom, Psychedelic Furs. We'll put that up for auction next. I'll go ahead and do those. Obituary and Blizzard Beast. That is some stuff that we hadn't processed yet from Memphis. We got boxes like that laying around everywhere, and we just got to get them done. John skips over a lot of the new stuff because I usually do that, especially if it's sealed. So, but Bob, if you want me to put up that Gorhia, I will. So just let me know. And it'll probably be, those will probably be like a $20 start or something. They're new sealed. So Steve Perry, 55.60, now 65. Smashing Pumpkins was Monuments to an Elegy or something like that. Let's take a look at the Psychedelic Furs. We haven't cleaned these or looked at them. This is about a, that's very clean. I'm going to call this an EX Plus, very clean. It's got a little mark. It looks like a thumbprint. I think that will come off. I don't want to touch it. I hadn't cleaned this or anything, but I will. Anything that we're selling that hadn't been processed yet. By the way, if you're watching for the first time, we either hand clean or ultrasonically clean all of our used stuff. It doesn't just get put out. We clean everything. Thousands. We have cleaned tens of thousands of records this year. Probably approaching 100,000. I don't know. It's a lot. Psychedelic Furs. Talk. We'll put that up for a $20 start. I'm going to call it, it's not near mint, but it's pretty close to it after you clean it. Probably right now, EX. Psychedelic Furs, $20 start. And we'll go ahead and run the Cult too. The Cult, she sells Sanctuary. So I finally listened to that this week, and it's really good. I know we've been selling this, and like people's been kind of going crazy over it. So this is She Sells Sanctuary long version, and the Snake and number 13. So this has three tracks on it. I'll put that up for a $15 start. The Cult. So it's She Sells Sanctuary, and then it's 2 other tracks on there. That is a $15 start. Steve Perry. Autograph there by Steve. The discs are separate and includes a turntable mat. High bid on this right now is $70 with Chris Micas. $70 with Chris Micas. Steve Perry of Journey. We're looking for a $20 start on the Psychedelic Furs, and the Cult is already at $18 with Kyle Morgan. Let me go grab that crate of on sale vinyl. Let me slide by you here, Tanner, Ed. I'll have to move this crate because it's in a big crate. Actually, if you could bring it to me, it's in that teal crate next to that black crate. It has Eric Clapton in the front. I'll go ahead and set this off. There's 2 different prices in this crate. There is $19.99 records, which we will show first. And then there are $34.99 records. This is some stuff that's left over from that video that I showed, put in the group last night, and I've added a few to it, and I have also added a few that I thought I was sold out of. So, okay, Steve Perry, 80, Colt 20, Steve Perry 85, Dylan Weishaupt is at 20 on Psychedelic Furs, Steve Perry's at 90. So we got a lot going on. There's 3 auctions up for bid, and I'm about to start showing new vinyl on sale. These are $19.99, and I think what I have left in here is all that I have. They're all gone after that. Jerry Cantrell, this was a single, a 12-inch single with some, it's got a couple other tracks on it, I think, maybe. Prism of Doubt, that's on colored vinyl. Those were $26.99. I'll do them for $19.99. That's my last 2 copies. Jerry Cantrell, Prism of Doubt. That is on green colored vinyl, singles from his new album. $19.99 on that. That is Jerry Cantrell. Last copy of Accept Metal Heart. This was originally $42.99, $19.99. Accept Metal Heart, $19.99. Last copy. I have 2 copies of Splendor and Misery Clipping. Those are now $19.99. Splendor and Misery Clipping, or Clipping is the name of the artist. Splendor and Misery, $19.99. Nathan Myers gets Accept. That's $19.99. So did Nathan Myers. These are all $19.99, by the way. My last copy of Echo and the Bunnymen Crocodile, just $19.99. Echo and the Bunnymen Crocodile, $19.99. I sold 3 of these in the flip video. I have 2 left. These are more than 50% off. Europe, Out of This World, limited edition of 1,000 on silver colored vinyl. Limited in number to 1,000, just $19.99. And free, Paul Rogers, Fire and Water. And it has All Right Now on it, Fire and Water. Great album, just $19.99. Music on vinyl. Music on vinyl. Nathan Myers gets a Europe. If you just joined us, we got 3 auctions up. I'm about to recap those, and we're doing a crate of on-sale new vinyl. Everything right now is $19.99. Let's get an update on the Cult. The high bid on the Cult right now is Jeffrey Walker. I've got Jeffrey. If I've missed somebody, let me know. High bid on the Cult. She Sells Sanctuary with 2 other tracks, 12-inch single from 1987, I think. 1990, excuse me. It's not $19.99. High bid is $20. Let me double check that. Now that I just got myself confused. Yeah, Jeffrey Walker has that for $20. Going once, going twice. High bid on the Psychedelic Furs is $28 with Dylan Weishaupt, now $30 with Brad Moore. Psychedelic Furs Talk. I hadn't really got to clean this one yet, just brought it out. It's about EX on the vinyl. Brad Moore has that for $30. And then, this has had a lot of bids. The last bid I see right now is Chris Micus is at $100 on the autographed Steve Perry Traces. $100 on that. Steve Perry Traces, Chris Micus. Back to the top. The two frees for $19.99 goes to Tony Murphy and Guy Goodman. Those are $19.99. So those to Tony Murphy and Guy Goodman. Ed Nelson, you were third. Paul Brothers gets a Europe. Rich Group, I'm already sold out of free. You was fourth. And William Lee Murray on Europe. And William, I don't have any left. They're all gone. You were next in line. Brad Moore bid $30 on Psychedelic Furs. Also, Echo and the Bunnymen sold to Brad. That's $19.99. Wyatt Akins is out on Psychedelic Furs. Wayne Titsworth is in on Psychedelic Furs at $31. Nathan Myers needs to put back the Graduate Japanese pressing. Arm Lazelle's out on the Furs, and Dylan's out on Psychedelic Furs. Tommy Green's at $110 on Steve Perry. I've got 3 copies left of the Foo Fighters self-titled album, $19.99. The Foo Fighters self-titled, $19.99. Okay, here's my little reminder that the prices are changing. What is this? Something I got in the mail today? Yeah. Some kind of Texas history auction. Okay, we can go ahead and do a final call now on the Colt. Jeffrey Walker has that for $20. Going twice, going 3 times. Psychedelic Furs is now at $33 with Brad Moore. And Steve Perry's at $110. Steve Perry's at $110. Here is the Graduate soundtrack. If anybody wants it, it's $30. It was $30. Jeannie, I am sold out of Echo and the Bunnymen. I'm sold out of Echo and the Bunnymen. Brian Clement, we just sold out of Europe. We sold out of that. Okay, these are $34.99. That is an on-sale price because these are much more pricier albums. There's some stuff in here that was originally $50, $60, $70, $75 or more, and these are all $34.99. So one more time though on this bin, Jerry Cantrell, I've got 2 left for $19.99. Clipping, 2 left for $19.99, and Foo Fighters, 3 left for $19.99. These are all $34.99. Grim Reaper, Reaping the Whirlwind. That is on colored vinyl, 2 LP, $34.99. I've got 2 copies of Golden Earring Moontan. That is a limited and numbered from Music on Vinyl, 5,000 pressed on clear transparent vinyl, 8-page book with bonus tracks. So this is like an expanded, I think this is like an expanded edition of Moontan with the original cover. They're limited and numbered to 5,000. $34.99 on that. I was about to sell the Colt, but we have a new bidder. Robert Johnson's at $24. Robert Johnson's at $24 on the Colt. The Psychedelic Furs is at $35 of Wayne Titsworth. $35 of Wayne Titsworth. Wayne is back in on high bidder on that. And Tommy Green is at $110 on the Steve Perry. Tommy Green's at $110 on the Steve Perry. Jeffrey Walker back in on the Colt at $25. Fred Wink wants a golden earring. Tanner, these are $34.99. This is starting $34.99. I've got 2 copies of Dream Theater and Beyond Live in Japan, 2017, Lost Not Forgotten Archives. This is a live Dream Theater album. These were originally $46.99, now $34.99. 1 copy left. We sold the other one this morning of Hardcore Devo Live. That's 2 LPs, red vinyl and yellow vinyl, $46.99, now $34.99. Live Devo, $34.99. Rob Scheffler on Dream Theater, and I must have missed it earlier. Fred put Green R. Yeah, that was for Grim Reaper. So Rob Scheffler got a Dream Theater, and Fred Wink wants this Grim Reaper. That's sold to him. Wayne Titsworth is Brad bid 36 on Psychedelic Furs. Wayne bid 377. No, that's $37 for Wayne. Walt Cruz gets the Devo, $34.99. Jeffrey Walker is back in on the Colt at 25. He's back in on the Colt at 25. Robert Johnson, let me know if you're in or out. And final call on Steve Perry at 110 to Tommy Green. Final call on that. Okay, I'm surprised these hadn't sold out. This is Cream live at the Forum. This is on blue vinyl. It's 2 LPs. Sunshine Your Love, Crossroads, Toad, Spoonful, White Room, Politician, I'm So Glad. This is 2 LP blue vinyl. The Goodbye Tour, Cream live at the Forum. Cream, probably in their prime. $34.99. These were $48. I've got 4 left. 4 left. Cream live. That is on blue vinyl. I don't know if I mentioned that in the video this morning. Robert's out on the Colt. Let me go ahead and wrap some of these up so I can get it figured out a little bit better. Let's go ahead and sell that to Jeffrey Walker then for $25. Wayne Titsworth is back in on Psychedelic Furs at 37. Brad Moore is now at 40. That just came in. So 40 on that, and we can go ahead and sell Steve Perry. Steve Perry is sold for $110 to Tommy Green, and these discs underneath it go with it. So that's the cover, the disc, and the slip mat, the album cover, and the autograph. Psychedelic Furs, $40 to Brad Moore. Fred Wink gets a Cream, $34.99. Greg Rogers gets the last Moontan from Golden Earring. Wayne Titsworth is back in. Chris Micah says, I had 111. Did you? Chris Micah, 111. He did. He did. I didn't see that come in. That was right after Wayne Titsworth's 37. And Robert Johnson said Colt out. So, yeah, let me put that back up. Sorry, Tommy, and sorry, everyone. Yeah, let me put that back up. Chris Micas has that for 111. Sorry, Chris. I overlooked that. That was between 2 comments. Chris has this for 111. Steve Perry traces. Tommy, sorry, you're out. He's back in. Tommy's back in at 120. Wayne Titsworth is at 41 Psychedelic Furs. That's why I got it back down to 2 auctions, because 3 gets kind of tough to keep up with when I'm also selling records. Let's see here. Okay. Tony, yes, Dream Theater is live. It's called Lost, Not Forgotten, The Archives, live in Japan from 2017. This release captures the first set from Dream Theater's 2017 Images, Words, and Beyond performances. Historic, Budokan, Tokyo, Japan. That is $34.99. Last copy. All the Keith Whitleys are sticker price for sure. I haven't got to post those, show those. They will be sold. I'm telling you, they're going to be gone soon. They're all sticker price. Brad Moore is at 42 on Psychedelic Furs. Chris Micas is at 121 on Steve Perry. Tony needs to put back Spirit and take Dream Theater. I don't even remember what Spirit you got, but we'll put it back. We'll sell that to Tony for $34.99. This was originally $74.99. I know absolutely nothing about it, but it was $74.99. Coil the New Backwards. Coil the New Backwards. That is now $34.99. I've got 2 copies of Chicago Transit Authority. They technically call this Friday Music Stuff audio file. I think it's just really high quality vinyl. It's on red vinyl, Chicago Transit Authority, $34.99. These are new and sealed from Friday Music, $34.99. Blackstone Cherry, Folklore and Superstition. That was $50, now $34.99. That was 2 LP for Music on Vinyl, $49.99. That is now $34.99. And then Eric Clapton, The Lady in the Balcony. This is his most recent album. It's on the yellow vinyl, technically an indie exclusive. These were $60, now $34.99. Eric Clapton, The Lady in the Balcony, $34.99. Great price on that. Update on the auctions. Wayne Titsworth is at 45 on the Psychedelic Furs. Wayne Titsworth is at 45 on the Psychedelic Furs. Steve Perry is now at $130. Chris was at $121. Tommy Green is at $130. It was free. Okay, so yeah, who was back up on free? Let me try to find that. He's putting back free fire and water, I believe. Let's see, free fire and water. Let me find that. That was in this crate, wasn't it? Colt, Perry, Accept Europe, Tony Guy, Robert Johnson. Robert Johnson gets the record that Tony's putting back free. Sell that to Robert Johnson. Robert, you were back. You were back up on that. Okay. Fred Wink gets a Chicago Transit Authority. Fred Wink gets a Chicago Transit Authority for $34.99. Fred also gets a Blackstone Cherry for $34.99. Fred Wink gets a Eric Clapton for $34.99. And Paul Brothers gets a Eric Clapton for $34.99. I have like 3 more of these in our Eric Clapton bin, if anybody else wants one. Lady in the Balcony, $34.99. I've got like 3 left at that price. If they don't sell tonight, I might not show them again on sale for a while. Final call. Steve Perry Traces. I was just kind of waiting for Chris to say out if he was done. Tommy has it for $130, going twice, going 3 times. Brad says he's out on Psychedelic Furs. So Wayne, I think Wayne's been trying to buy one of these for like 2 years. I've had some near mint copies sell for almost twice as much here on auction. This is a $45 bid to Wayne Titsworth, going twice, going 3 times. And Vernon Lehman also wants an Eric Clapton. Let me go ahead and just grab those, because I think that don't leave much in our Eric Clapton bin. Let me show what's over here. And I may put something else, because after these sell, I don't have anything left in the Clapton bin. They're all gone. I meant to grab this too. Let me go ahead and grab these. I got excited when this originally came out because it's one of my favorites, and I ordered a little bit too many. So I'll mark them down, and I'm sure there'll be somebody want one. So here's Vernon Lehman's Eric Clapton. I now have 2 left if anybody wants one. That's $34.99. Yellow vinyl. I will discount this one $5 if anybody wants it. This is one of the last Eric Clapton records. Eric Clapton's tribute to Robert Johnson, $24.99 if anybody wants this one. $24.99. That's been here since April. Hadn't been here too long. $24.99. All right, let's go ahead and end these auctions. Psychedelic Furs is sold to Wayne Titsworth for $45, and Steve Perry is sold to Tommy Green for $130. Make sure I didn't miss any bids. Chris said he's out. Okay, I didn't even see that he said he was out. That's sold to Tommy Green for $130. Fred Wink wants this other Eric Clapton, $24.99. That's sold to Fred Wink. Nathan Myers, you're second. Here's the record I was just talking about. Not that one. It's this one. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Woodstock 69, $34.99. This is technically an unofficial, but to my knowledge, it's one of the more recent pressings. I kept 2 of them. I opened one and listened to it, and it's actually not bad. I didn't think the quality on this was too good for what was out there that's been on YouTube for years. This actually sounds really good, especially the ones that were used in the film, like Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. Very good. That's just $34.99. That's the Woodstock 69 performance. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, Blackbird, Helplessly Hoping, Guinevere, Marrakesh Express, 4 and 20. Mr. Soul, a couple Neil Young songs on here. Evidently, when Neil Young, during the, for the film they made, the Warner Brothers film, I didn't think Neil Young wanted to be on camera, and they still recorded it, luckily, some of his stuff. Mr. Soul, Wondering, You Don't Have to Cry, Pre-Road Downs. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Pre-Road Dawns. Maybe not, though. Long Time Gone, Bluebird Revisited, Sea of Madness, Wooden Ships. Love that one. Find the Cost of Freedom, and 49 bye-byes. Josh Duvall wants one. Greg, I only have 1 copy of the Clapton tribute, so I've got 5 copies left of the Crosby, Stills, and Nash Woodstock 69. You need to get one of those. And if anybody wants this one, I'll also do $34.99 on this one. It's called Bridge of Spies, another live Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I don't know when this is from. Based on those pictures, it looks like, what, 90s maybe? I don't know. They've looked like they're 80 years old for like 40 years now. So, all right, let's go back through that crate. Let's go back through the $34.90. There's not much left. Cream, Goodbye, $34.99. 2LP blue vinyl, Coil, which I don't know a lot about them, but their stuff is expensive. That was $74.99, now $34.99. Last copy of Chicago for $34.99. 2 copies of Eric Clapton left, and then the 2 live Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Woodstock and Bridge of Spies. And then the $19.99 stuff is Foo Fighters, Clipping, and Jerry Cantrell. Jerry Cantrell. All right, I need to pause and take a break. It is almost 10 o'clock. It's a good time to stop. I don't have any auctions. I don't really know what I'm going to show next. We'll be back at 10:30 if you can stay awake. We'll be back from like 10:30 probably to 11:30 if there's a lot of y'all watching. And I'll bring out, maybe to get you back, I'll bring out another crate of on-sale stuff. Steve Botsford wants a Crosby, Stills, and Nash Woodstock. Maybe to get your attention, I'll come back and to get your attention, I'll put on some on-sale stuff and hopefully have you back at 10:30. But I need to get some food, some more water, maybe an energy drink, and I'll be back at 10:30. We'll go back through vintage stuff on sale. I'll have more Japanese auctions to put up, and I'll at least dig up 1 crate of on-sale new vinyl for you now that I know what didn't sell tonight, okay? Luke, how about I message you about that Keith Whitley? Because I have an idea of what we can do on that, okay? So let me send you a message about that. Jesse Hood wants the Chicago Transit Authority. By the way, I've got 3, 4 copies of Crosby, Stills, and Nash Woodstock left. And let me message you about that, Luke, okay? All right, so everybody, we'll be back at 10:30. Don't go to sleep. By the way, if you can't come back, if you got to go to work in the morning, we'll be back tomorrow night as well, Friday at 7 o'clock Central Time. We'll have all new vintage arrivals. We'll have lots of new vinyl in, and I'll probably have more on-sale stuff. I'll see y'all in about 40 minutes, 10:30 Central.